Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Bernard Chang, professional comic book artist slash designer. Welcome to my stream. We're going to be doing some sketching tonight. Probably, not most likely. We're going to be sketching G.I. Joe tonight, but you guys get to help me choose the character, and we get to chat along a little bit. Hopefully I always say like an hour. It's never been an hour. I always say 2 hours, and then it's going to be like 3. So, and then I always say I need to get this done because I got other work I got to do. So, um, all of those are true, but we'll see how it goes. Um, Probably no money bags Sean Chen tonight. Maybe not Jerry Ma for too long, or maybe not even Jerry. Tried to get Mr. Ramlo on, but Mr. Ramlo is tucked in his bed sheet, ready for some snooze. Actually, I just saw that Yojimbo said he found his mic. So maybe Yojimbo, maybe we get to hear his voice. It's very elusive mod. Yojimbo's the mod. Let's see who we got. I figured out how to move my chat box a little bit higher, so it looks like I'm looking at maybe the camera when I'm reading the chat, but we'll see. But let's say hello to everyone real quick. Long Woo, Long was here. Long Woo, still calling you Long Woo. Good to see you. Sorry, I'm moving stuff around. I've been mostly cleaning a lot lately, which maybe to some viewer benefit today. I found some more stuff to give away. Wildstorm SSG, good to see you. Let me know if there's any audio or visual issues. My iMac is hardwired to the modem. Each stream we try to improve a little bit. So, Wildstorm SCCG, he's about to go to bed. I'm not drawing Deathblow tonight, so sweet dreams. Make Havoc 247. Good to see you, Steve. How are you doing? B Dub. How you doing? Waving hi. Which stream is that emoticon from, or emote? Matthew Crossart. Chang Gang. What's up? Good to see you, Mr. Joshua. Russell 6 Grinch. Wei. Ni hao. Good to see you. Golf Boy Sunday, hey. Sean Chen Art, here is Sean Chen Art in spirit. He's not jumping on the mic today because I think he's working on his final Batman Beyond issue, which should be out in store. Well, there's one out in stores from last week. You guys should pick that up. I think it was at 47, Sean. Then 48, 49 is someone else, and Sean's working on number 50. Matthew Crossart suggests Destro. Cool Hand Luke. Good to see you, Cool Hand. Cool Hand was the winner of Cool Hand was the winner of the Jubilee, I think, right? Yes. Try not to get too political here on this show. I do have a feeling it's going to eventually get to a point where we're going to have to talk about politics. And actually, I'm not even talking about the presidential election. I'm just talking about when Children of the Atom comes out. I have a feeling we're going to be talking a little bit about that. D. Rogers, 95. Good to see you. Let's see. Matthew Crossart. That's true. DMS Design, good to see you. Good to see you. Hello. Crispy Papa, greetings from Melbourne. Do you have that saved in as a... do you type that in every time? Because In a lot of, I noticed, I think you say that every time. Is it like a hot button on your keyboard, like F5? You just press F5 and it says greetings from Melbourne, Australia each time, like it's already queued up. Suli, good to see you, Suli. Wow, it's kind of late. Roy Batty 06, good to see you. How you doing? Daredevil, Daredevil, you Daredevil, Yolt, Daredevil, Yolt. Greetings from the Bay Area. All right. Well, I hope hope the air is okay there. The air is getting a little bit better here in LA. Last few days, well, today has been hot as fuck. But J13 Kim, Triple 11. Hey. Crispy Papa J Dang 6394. Good to see you, J Dang. J Dang, CJ. You guys have won, but you guys have missed out because you weren't here the last couple ones. I don't know, getting late. Some of these late streams. Even when I get done, I'm like, whew, I'm exhausted. Normally, like, if I'm working by myself, sometimes I'll call somebody. I might call, like, John Paul Leon. I might call Jim Chung. I might call Sean and just shoot the shit. But then sometimes I'm, like, not talking at all. Depends on the stage of work. Jay Dang, that's true. I watched the debate tonight, and it was a circus. John Paul and I were texting each other back and forth. I think I sent out a tweet that I feel like I need to go to a Korean spa to get one of those sponge scrubs from a very coarse sponge to, like, scrape off all the dead skin. Have you guys ever had that before? I had that, like, a couple of times, and it was, like, very painful. Like, you lay on this bed, and then it's either like a old lady or an old man, and depending on the place. And then they come and they, like, hose you down, and then they take this, like, sponge, like this hand thing, and they just, like scrub your whole body to get rid of all the dead skin, and it's, like, very painful. It's not pleasurable. I mean, afterwards you feel a little refreshed because all this, I guess this dead skin is like, you feel like, okay, all right, you got one layer. How many layers of skin do you have usually on your body? It's like three layers of skin, and like the first layer is, like, completely off. And you pay for someone to do that. C. Jean, good to see you. Yeah, C. Jean, you and Jay Dang, you guys have been winning, but you haven't been here, so no mercy. If you watched the previous streams, yeah, some of these sketches could have been yours. Wildstorm SSG suggests Scarlet. So tonight we're going to be drawing a G.I. Joe because Jerry Ma and his gang of artists, Andy McDonald, Ken Knutson, Glenn Ureta, wrangled Sean Chen and myself into it, and actually open to everybody now if you want to join in. The Battle of the Sketches, a.k.a. Sketch of the Week, a.k.a. Sean October, Sean Tember, sketch with a $ for the S, every Wednesday. This week's character is any G.I. Joe. So, if you guys are drawing along, that'd be great, Let's see, Poop Kid, hey man, how you doing? Poop Kid, good to see you again. Jamie Odell, good to see Jamie again. All right. B-Dub, yes. I try not to be too political with stuff. I mean, I'm sure you guys know where I'm leaning. Yeah, so Suli goes to SVA. I forgot I didn't catch that on the last stream. My theory is that all SVA students work, when they draw, they work in tank tops, aka Crease, aka JP Leon. Who is the other person from SVA that works in their tank tops? People at Pratt wear underwear, like boxer briefs or whatever, when they're working. Kevin P. West, good to see you, Kevin P. West. Uh, Cool Hand Mike. What's up, Cool Hand Mike? Is Cool Hand Mike, are you Cool Hand Luke's friend? Do you know there's another guy on here called Cool Hand Luke? You guys buddies, or is this a club that we can join to have Cool Hand Cool? Hmm. But what's up? Let's see, who else? It should be getting better. Quick Kick. Oh, Quick Kick is Roy Batty says Quick Kick. Quick Kick is I guess I'm gonna have to be pulling up a bunch of references today. Quick Kick was the Asian dude, right, from G.I. Joe, like the Bruce Lee knockoff. I mean, every Asian character up until a certain point was like always like a Bruce Lee knockoff. Quick Kick. I used to collect G.I. Joe when I was a kid. I used to read the comic books too. And I don't remember which one came first. I think and watched the cartoons. Looks like the whole gang's here. Pretty much. Oh, there's Jerry Epic Props. I'm still a little behind on the chat, so. Oh, Jerry, just sign on the Discord. The Discord is open, and then click on the general. Click on the voice channel on Discord. And then also, today's new because I'm trying out these Apple headphones, so now you see more of my head. Actually, I think I need to shave my head again. Hair's growing out. And I still have the patch. You guys can see it's growing out. It's actually very comfortable now. When I lay down to go to sleep, it's very comfortable. Yeah, Matthew Crosser, you watched the Conan videos. Conan, O'Brien is hilarious. His Netflix, the series that's on Netflix where he goes around the world, hilarious. So I think Conan and Steve Young, they go to like a Korean spa, and they sit in. It's on the Discord. I think Yojimbo put it up there a little bit whiles ago. If you could scroll up, you can see it. Shipwreck. There we go. Let's see Shipwreck. Gonna get in G.I. Joe. Let's see. Almost caught up. Yeah, and again, I noticed I also missed again some people's chats last time. I tend to do that. Try to keep it to a minimum. Today I'm probably going to be missing a lot more because I'm going to be looking down and drawing. So Tunnel Rat, Zombie Viper. Like when the first G.I. Joes came out, it was just like, 5 or 6? Snake Eyes being one of them. Grunt. Who was Grunt the guy that was, or Grunt was, who was the guy with the blonde hair and the captain, like the leader? Baroness. Let's see. Longwu. Zartan. See, I remember Zartan. Zartan was a pivotal moment. I think when Zartan came out, to me, was when G.I. Joe kind of bit the shark. Is it bit the shark or jump the shark? Jump the shark, because I don't think it's bit the shark. I think it's jump the shark.
Hey, Bernard, can you hear me?
Oh, there's Jerry. Can you guys hear Jerry?
It took me forever to get onto this thing.
Jerry, on Discord?
Yeah, I just can't remember how to do it. I'm not good with this stuff, you know?
You open up, you have Discord on your computer.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you just open it up, and then you click on the left side of the screen should have my face.
Yeah, I usually just keep pressing buttons until I get on.
Oh, okay. I know you can't stay for the whole stream today because you got to work tonight. You got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I already said I was going to go in a little late tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Okay, player select. Jerry, you got your quarter? I still need to do your screen.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Let me see. We just passed you. There's a malfunction in the video game. We just passed you. Look at this. There. Okay, all right.
You know, I actually was genuinely kind of looking forward to talking to everyone here tonight.
Oh yeah. Damn. See, you caught the bug. Jerry caught the bug.
You know, especially after watching the debate. I know we shouldn't talk about, it, but it was just so annoying. You know.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's like a circus. It's like a circus.
Man, I did one crappy drawing for tomorrow. I
Look
did
at-
it while I was watching the debate.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's terrible.
You already did it?
I did it literally while I watched the debate.
Oh, look at this. I'm gonna move your body up.
And Longwood's here. I'm pretty sure your drawing is going to be pretty cool, dude.
Look at this.
All drawings are going to be cool. It'll just be great if the more people that do it, it'll just be for fun, you know?
Yeah, the more people do it, the cooler it'll be. And here it is. We have Jerry. Whenever Jerry talks, your butt is being lit up by your button. Such boys' locker room humor we display here. All right, am I almost caught up to the chat?
Oh, D. Rogers. I'm considering redrawing it now, but I don't know. I don't know. You do one crap drawing, it's just like, oh, whatever.
Which one was CoverGirl? Was there a again? If the character came out after Zartan, then because I remember the Zartan came out during the summer, and it was like the coolest thing because like if you spilled water on him, like his skin changes color. I think
Hey,
there's something.
Bernard, how do I lower my volume a little?
Oh, okay. Let me lower your volume then. All right. Okay. How about now?
Is this okay, guys?
Jerry came out with full court press today.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm almost caught up on chat. Let me see. Nemesis the Enforcer, Shipwreck. There was a guy named Bazooka.
I will say Tunnel Rat was, the toy at least, was based off Larry Hama's actual face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's kind of a cool little,
Yeah, but
trivia for G.I. Joe.
But Tunnel Rat, was that like a Vietnamese, like North Vietnamese soldier? Like, oh no, he was like, I don't know.
I remember he had
Asian?
some like,
Is he Asian?
yeah, he had some like black streaks on his face.
Baron Duke. So which one was Grunt? Grunt was just the regular G.I. Joe? He was just a
Yeah,
regular soldier?
Yeah,
Was he like the red shirt of the G.I. Joe? Like he would always get killed?
I don't know if anyone ever got killed, right?
Yeah,
Like,
nobody
all those
ever
lasers
died.
just missed.
Right, everybody. Even if they blew up the ships, like you would see people like parachute to safety. Or if like the Cobra Hiss crashed, you would see like the Cobra Hiss Cobra soldiers like climb out of the wreckage. And like not even like a scratch on their uniform. I mean, that was similar to the A-Team, right? The A-Team, did you ever watch the A-Team, Jerry?
I did.
Like the A-Team, they would never, like nobody would ever die, even though they're using like AK-47s. And they would shoot and blow up all these things, and they would shoot at them, they would always miss. Oh, I'm only at the Bit the Shark. Okay, I'm gonna have to skip over a couple people to catch up to the current chat.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab a glass of water.
Okay. Lurky Lurker. Good to see you. How you doing? Okay. Yeah. See, that's why like when Jerry's on, I gotta turn down the volume. When Sean's on, I gotta turn up the volume. This is whole audio thing going on. So let's create a poll. Right? I'll create a poll. I think I'll create a poll and it'll be manage poll. Let's see. New poll. Or view results. I'm going to view the results of the last poll. Wow. Jubilee won. Last poll is Jubilee versus Colossus versus Cosmic Ghost Rider. 59% to 39%, 2% for Cosmic Ghost Rider. Okay, and B-Dub submitted 979 channel points. Okay. Oh, I can view a vote breakdown. 170 votes. Wow. Okay.
You
All
know, I will
right.
say, whenever we do these ballad sketches, typically we never have such an open topic. I kind of hate when it's just choose one of like 1,000 characters. You know?
Yeah, next time you guys should. Like next week is a more definitive character, right? It's just one
Yeah,
version.
yeah,
Yeah. You should say like GI Joe and then like or Cobra character or at least whittle it down because
yeah. That's why like I had a very uninspired drawing too. You know, because well, what we do is there's a group of us that chooses, and we go in order, kind of like a fantasy football draft.
mm-hmm.
And I can't help when the other guys just choose, random things.
Mm. Well, Veritas, good to see you. D Rogers, I don't know if you can view the poll versus on the mobile app. We'll see. I don't even know how to see it on the chat. I just know the button to push on the stream page. So um, let
T.
me
Rogers, maybe I will take you up on that.
let's see. El Capone. Oh, holy shit! Welcome back, El Capone. El Capone. It's been a minute. Every stream I try to mention El Capone. El Capone's the guy. Whoever wins the sketch, you gotta remember. You gotta DM me your real name because El Capone was, I think, the first winner, and he didn't DM me his name, and I wrote El Capone on the package and sent it USPS priority mail, and it got to wherever El Capone was, but then it was sent back. Return to sender. No, you know. You guys remember the Elvis song? Have you remember that Elvis song, Return to Sender?
I love
Address
Elvis.
unknown, no such number, no such soul. Uh, and it got sent back and it's sitting on my kitchen counter now for like, I don't know. It's been like what, 3 months, 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months. Anyways, let's do this.
Golf Boy Sunday. I guess according to what my
Duke
friend Glenn chose, it could literally be anyone from the GI Joe universe. So I think a Cobra character would be just fine.
Baroness. What other? What other? Let's see.
Baroness is always
Destro.
fun, man.
Yeah,
She just looks cool.
everybody draws Baroness. Roy Batty, thank you for the subscription. Awesome. All the subscription money so far goes to pay towards shipping. There is a new rule with regards to shipping, in that I will cover only domestic shipping. If it's international and you win, you're gonna have to pony up some bucks, some USD. So far, I think all the money has gone towards one or two shipments. I have one going out to Crispy Papa in Melbourne, Australia, and then one more going out to Isaac in India. So, after those two guys, all future international winners will have to kick in for shipping. It's just too expensive. Like I can't, you know.
Yeah, the shipping is killer, man. It really is kind of expensive.
Like even like I think Crispy Pops won like two other things. One a shirt and another Sean Chen sketch. So I told those guys just to mail it to me, which I have. I have it here. I just need to hopefully I make it to the post office today. I got to do it sooner or later before all these mail-in ballots start hitting the system. Oh, Snake Eyes. Let me see. I already did a Snake Eyes. I did a Snake Eyes a few months ago. Yeah, I'm not gonna put Snake Eyes on there because I already drew Snake Eyes before.
It's too bad because your Destro and your Baroness in particular are pretty awesome.
I did do a Destro earlier.
Yeah, you draw Destro really well.
And I did do a Baroness earlier too. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna change the Baroness to Tunnel Rat because of the Larry Hama. I just don't really like the name Tunnel Rat.
How do I check what's on Discord?
Somebody said quick kick. Oh,
holy crap! I never knew you could see all this stuff on Discord.
Oh, what stuff?
All the drawings and everything.
Oh yeah, people have been posting drawings and links on Discord on the regular chat.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I had the quick kick dude because he was like the first Asian dude. Even though Storm Shadow was Asian, But yeah, I remember that he had like the three
You could
Chinese
see Quick
stars.
Kick's face at least.
Yeah, right, exactly. That was the whole thing. Um, I'll leave Destro up there. Oh, well, instead of Destro, I'll do Storm Shadow. I'll leave Storm Shadow on there. Storm Shadow. Any other GI Joe characters?
Yeah, Long was here. That's a pretty good. Sorry, is that Long? Yeah, Long was or D. Rogers. Sorry, that's a pretty good Snake Eyes.
Oh yeah, let me see.
Sorry, I'm just
Oh,
catching
there
up.
you go. Yeah, D. Raj.
And I like this Cobra Commander. Whoa, there's a lot of these drawings.
No, I think that the Snake Eyes is Long Wu, right? Yeah, Long was here as the Snake Eyes.
The Cobra Commander and this Nemesis Enforcer. I remember that guy. He was so cool.
Who asked me if I was gonna go to LA Comic Con? There's Cobra Commander. The thing about Cobra Commander I think would be cool would be I could draw like whatever reflection on his face
Oh, that's so cool.
could be like another character pointing a gun at him or something. Um, who was the Nemesis Enforcer? I don't remember that character.
He was from that GI Joe movie with when Cobra Commander turned into a snake.
Oh, really? Oh, I think by then I
No,
stopped.
no, yeah, you probably did, but it was really well drawn. That movie. It was
Really?
cool.
Wow.
The only thing I didn't like was Roadblock. Was kind of a stereotype. He was like he only spoke in rhyme.
Oh, it was the black guy, right? But he was like a trucker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like Carl Malone. um, okay, it's only allowing me 5 options. So right now I have Duke, Tunnel Rat, Storm Shadow, Quick Kick, or Cobra Commander. I think I'm gonna swap out Cobra Commander. Um, and anybody else have another suggestion? Was there like a female? I already drew Scarlet too. I drew Snake Eyes and Scarlet.
I'm with D. Rogers. Get rid of Duke.
Yeah,
That
get
guy's
rid
a
of
dud.
Duke. Yeah.
He's such a dud.
All right. Who was Jinx? Who was Lady J?
That was the Asian girl, Jinx.
Jinx?
She was dressed like a ninja without the mask.
Really? I don't remember that. When did that come out?
She was in the movie.
Oh, I didn't watch the movie. Zatanna. What was the other? What was the other Z character? Zatar? Xantar?
Zartan.
Zartan.
That
Yeah.
guy's awesome.
So I was saying like that summer before it came out, there was like the biggest hype for the toy because, like, he could he's supposed to be
Change color.
Yeah, change color. So it came out with like an extra face
Yeah,
and
I got that toy.
and his
I
skin.
creamed my pants when I got
Right,
it.
exactly. Was it like didn't his like skin change color or something about him?
His figure, I think when he got cold, he turned blue, something like that, right?
Right, yeah. So yeah, when that toy came out, that was like the hottest toy that summer. And then when I got it, I was like, oh, it was kind of cool, but it wasn't as cool as the commercials.
I don't know if you guys remember when Zartan had the dreadnoughts. Those were his boys, right?
Yeah, right. He had like all those other. He had a gang of guys that rode bikes.
John Byrne actually drew a cover to GI Joe with the dreadnoughts on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just so cool because like John Byrne would never draw something like GI Joe, you know?
Well, Michael Golden drew a GI Joe annual. That.
Yes, I remember
that
it was
issue
so
was amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D. Rogers got the Cobra Rattler plane. I had the Cobra Rattler plane too. It was a blue. What was that? Thunder. What was that plane where it had the jet engines on the side or the back, and the wings flipped vertically, perpendicular, so the jet could land vertically. That was the coolest thing. Aussie hooligans. Yeah, they had a gang. I wonder if Crispy Papa, like in Australia, were they offended by the hooligans, by Zartan's crew? Because Zartan had like a Australian accent, I think, right? Mm.
I think so.
Oh, Minesweeper. I had Minesweeper too. He had like a long like metal detector.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I used to. The only way I could get a GI Joe toy was if I got like straight A's in school. And
I
could only
used to steal them.
Yeah, you used to steal the toys.
Yeah, because my parents would never buy me toys.
Damn.
My parents were so strict, and like they never wondered how I ended up accumulating like 100 GI Joe toys.
Yeah, wow. I mean, what, you go to the same toy store and rip them off from the same place, or
I went to like 3 different stores and would just rip them
oh,
off constantly.
Wild Bill, and I had the helicopter, Wild Bill with the helicopter.
Yeah, I'm going through
Oh,
this list that D. Rogers just posted of all the GI Joe characters. It's freaking awesome.
okay. Is it on the
There's like a million
Discord? It's
characters.
on the Discord.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, throw me a character you like that you
Oh,
didn't
there's
draw.
too many. Uh, there's really too
I
many.
mean, if I did Cobra Commander, I could do Cobra Commander Alien mashup. So it would be like Cobra Commander with Crewman Ma, like post, Crewman Ma's, like 1 second after the alien burst out of Crewman Ma's rear. Um,
I feel like you gotta go with one of the bad guys, right? Cobra's just so much cooler.
maybe. Well, yeah, the bad guys always have to be cooler. So that when the good guys win, you know. But the Wild Bill, the helicopter, had that a side button where you would slide, you would push it back and forth, and it would spin the rotors. It was so cool. It would spin so the helicopter would actually function as a helicopter. And I also had the F-15 Tomahawk,
Yeah.
but that one sucked because when you went to push the gadget to extend the wings out because of F-15 Eagle, that was only you could only do that when it was landing, like because the landing gear would come down, and then when you folded it to have the wings, contract, that's when it was flying. So to me, it was like the opposite, right? Was that right? Did you ever have that jet, the F-15 Eagle?
I couldn't steal those. Those were too big for me to steal.
You couldn't put that in like a trench coat. You walk in there with a fucking like I just watched The Matrix. Boom, put it in there. This was also
I could
before
only
The
steal
Matrix.
like the single figures, you know?
Oh man, Jerry, you're such a criminal. I didn't even know that about you. I gotta watch my shit around you now. Fucking klepto. How did you stop being a klepto?
I just grew up, you know?
Okay. Wow. This is forever, Jerry. It's on the internet. What else did I have? And I would play with. I would have GI Joes, and I would also have Buck Rogers figures. The Buck Rogers figures were actually pretty cool. I had Buck Rogers. I had uh, Colonel Deering, and I had one of the draconian soldiers with the helmet, and I had Tweety. Is it Tweaky or Tweaky? Tweaky. Beady 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 beady. Who was that?
Twiggy.
Twiggy. Twiggy? No, Twicky.
Yeah, Twiggy, right?
No,
I love Buck
I think it was
Rogers.
like Twicky. Twicky.
Twiggy?
Does anybody remember? What's up, Buck? And he was like the hardest character. He was the hardest toy to find. Supposedly, I remember that the Tweaky character, because it wasn't a popular character, it was like the hardest, probably most Tweaky. Yeah. How much is Tweaky worth right now? That thing's got to be worth a nice chunk of change. Let me find my blade so I can start drawing. Oh, we need to finish this poll. So, I got Jinx, Tunnel Rat, Storm Shadow, Quick Kick, Cobra Commander. They're all Asian characters. Let me take out Jinx because I don't really know Jinx. But is there another female character? I mean, I already did Scarlet in one of the previous streams. Um, anybody have any? Anybody have any other suggestions? And then I'll leave the duration of the poll for like 5 minutes. CoverGirl. Which one was CoverGirl? Someone mentioned CoverGirl earlier.
I don't remember CoverGirl.
Did you have another favorite GI Joe character, Jerry? CoverGirl. Yeah, I don't remember CoverGirl.
My very first G.I. Joe was actually Flash.
Flash. Which one was Flash?
He had the visor and like the red padding, and he had the laser rifle.
Oh, okay. Well, a lot of them had the helmet with the visor, right?
Oh, did they?
Didn't
I
like
thought it was special.
didn't Grunt had the visor with the had the helmet with the visor?
I thought he did not have the visor on it, but I could be wrong.
Oh, somebody else had the visor. I remember the visor. Yeah.
So yeah, I have two brothers, so we got three GI Joes. That was like the one time we got toys like the legit way. My parents actually bought them for us.
Yeah.
So my older brother had first choice. He picked Snake Eyes, of course.
Mm.
Uh, then me and my younger brother, we I chose Flash and he chose Rock and Roll because Rock and Roll came with that huge machine gun.
Oh yeah, with the rocket. Oh, okay. That one that's on the side of the airplane. I mean, side
Yeah,
of the
it was so
helicopter.
cool, you know.
Yeah, rock and roll. Oh. And he had a beard.
Yeah, and then after those first three, we just started stealing them like crazy.
Damn. Your brothers too. You're implementing your brothers, and so where are those GI Joes now?
We gave them all to a friend, a
Oh,
friend's younger brother.
you should steal it back from that friend's younger brother. Um, I don't remember Doctor Mindbender. I think
He
that
was
was
from the movie.
from the yeah.
He was
So
bald.
no characters from the movie because I don't have any recollection, so I wouldn't be able to really, I think the piece to really work if I can. Snow Job. Oh, Snow Job.
I always laughed at that name.
Snow Job. Yeah. But Snow Job was like he had the all white outfit
He had the
and the
red beard,
skis.
right?
Yeah, and he had the skis.
Yeah, he came with skis, which was cool.
Snow Job. Yeah. And he had like a cool gun. You know what I used to do too? I think I've said this before. Like I had an old batting glove, like a leather batting glove that started like getting holes in it. So um, instead of throwing it out, because I got a new batting glove, I cut it up and made holsters for the guns,
Cool.
like hip and leg holsters for the guns, so you could slide their gun in. And then I used like the Velcro part of the strap of the batting glove to keep it connected. So I made holsters, and then I made like a backpack. So um, exactly, Long Wu. Long Wu says an idea for snow job: just leave the paper blank and say it's snow job in a snowstorm.
Well, you
Like,
could just draw the red beard.
yeah, I would just draw the red beard and the goggles, and then boom, we'd be done. Ooh, which one was Firefly?
Hey,
Firefly.
is Sean really not going to come on?
He's not really gonna come on. Yeah,
What a punk.
he said to me the other day, contractually, he's only obligated to come on once a month now, because his money. He's got money, man, money bags.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh right, I had Firefly too. Man, I had a lot of GI Joes. I think I had Firefly. I mean, I remember this packaging, or maybe who was the communications guy with the backpack that had like a wire that you could plug in? But I mean, it was a
Wasn't
plastic.
that with Cobra? That guy?
Huh? Oh,
Oh,
he
wait,
was a
no, there was two
Cobra
of them.
communicator. No, but there was a
I mean,
GI
there's
Joe
probably one
one.
on G.I.
Yeah.
Joe.
All right, let's see. I have one. Let me see. Tunnel Rat.
Mainframe, that's his name.
Mainframe. Let me see. Tunnel Rat. Did I have Tunnel Rat? Yeah. I think I stopped collecting by the time Tunnel Rat came out. Because he doesn't look familiar. But you said Tunnel Rat was based off of.
They molded the face of the toy based off Larry Hama.
Really? Oh, I guess the illustration doesn't look anything like the toy. Because Larry has like a long face.
Hey, D. Rogers, the Suffolk Comic and Art Expo in December, I'd never even heard of it. I don't actually have no idea where that is. So, no, unfortunately, I will not be attending.
Oh, yeah. Somebody asked earlier if I was going to be. Oh, Sean's going to be there.
Suffolk?
He just said he's going to be there.
Jeez Louise.
Suffolk
I would love to
Comic
go.
and Art Expo in December. Where is that? Suffolk County? Where is Suffolk County? Is that Long Island?
Ronkonkoma, yeah, Long Island.
Ronkonkoma. Yeah, they just announced the LA Comic Con for December. And it's literally across the street from me. I'm like the closest. I think I can pretty much say that I'm the closest comic book professional living to the convention, to where the LA Comic Con is. I used to be friends with the owners of that show, but they've switched. They've since last couple of years, I think they've switched hands. They sold the show, and I haven't heard from them. So I'm only gonna go to a show if they invite me. And I haven't heard from them, and I don't know if I would be going, even if I was invited. Sean's willing to risk. Where is the Ronkonkoma show? The Suffolk
That's Long
County.
Island. Long Island, New York. Sorry.
Yeah, Jim Chung is close, but I'm a block and a half closer to proximity to the convention center. And the convention center is like two parts, but I'm closer to both. I mean, Ronkonkoma. Who's running the Suffolk show? I did a show in Long Island at an airplane museum, at an aero museum. I remember when the first G.I. Joes came out, they didn't have swivel action. It was just that the arms were like straight. So I think that's when I had a Grunt and like a Cobra soldier. And then when they started, I think the second wave had the swivel action arm where it could rotate, so you could pose with the gun a little bit better.
Yeah.
That was the fucking shit, man, because like none of the other oh, Jim just asked if I wanted any sushi. None of the other let me text them back. Let me turn off the
Sushi.
What was I saying? Because none of the other toys had. I even had like a Micronauts toy. You remember the Micronauts?
Oh, I love the Micronaut toys.
Those are pretty cool.
The clear ones, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I always wanted one. I only was able to steal one of those.
Those are even smaller to steal.
Yeah.
But they had a cool packaging, and then I had some Battlestar Galactica figures. I had the Cylon, and I had, I think, Starbuck. And then who else? So like I would sort out all the guys, and like the cool thing about the G.I. Joe commercials with the kids was that they would like have all these like setups, like kind of in their backyard, and they were like in these like natural settings with the mountains and grass. Oh, let me finish setting up this pole. Fuck, we're 46 minutes in. So I got Rock and Roll, Tunnel Rat. I'm gonna take out Tunnel Rat because I'm not really familiar with the character. So throw me another character, please, and then we can finally get going with this drawing. Yeah, Tunnel Rat's from the movie, so he's DQ. I don't really know that character. All right, I'll put in Baroness again, just because we need a female character in there. Is it two N's for Baroness? No. Okay, I'm putting the post up.
I guess I could ask Cliff to drop in.
I'm putting the poll. Ask Cliff if he wants to jump in. He's got to get on Discord. We said yesterday with Sean, like, Cliff doesn't want to tarnish his brand with us.
Well, I'm not going to ask him right now, but because it'll take him too long to like get set up. But
yeah, next
I'll ask
time.
for next time.
Yeah, Kid Kid the Ninja. See, like my vision is fucked. Baroness, Ripcord Breaker. So I got Rock and Roll, Baroness, Storm Shadow, Quick Kick, and Cobra Commander. I'm gonna put up the poll. You guys can vote. You can vote once. If you vote G.I. Jerry. So G.I. Jerry, I can throw Jerry on the reflection of the Cobra Commander mask. I had another idea too. Zartan. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about Zartan. Like, I'm not the I'm not the Racer GRX.
Oh, how
Is that?
about Tomax and Zaymot, the
Oh, those were the
twins?
other two twins, right? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
right around when they came out, I found them to be very annoying.
yeah. But I like that they could feel like if one got hit, the other one would feel it, right?
Yeah, I think that's when I stopped watching the cartoon too. Around that time. Um, so
Stop watching. I never stopped watching.
and I think you can. I'm allowing additional votes, so you can vote by bit or by channel points additional. So it's going to be for 5 minutes. Start the poll right now. Okay. So it should be up. How does it look? There you go. Current poll. GI Joe. Wow, 3 Storm Shadows. This is live. Look at this. This is exciting. Um,
Everybody wants you to see you kill me.
who should I? I already have an idea for how I'm going to position the drawing too. I want to have it like already. Basically, we're standing behind you already, and there's a big hole in your like torso, and behind we see like the character, the GI Joe character. So like they shot a hole through you,
Jeez Louise.
or something like that, or maybe they like sliced off.
So angry.
Let me make sure I'm healthy enough to draw today.
Would Cliff be considered a big deal to come onto
98.9,
Twitch?
of course. Cliff Chang.
I just spoke to Cliff like a couple days ago.
Cliff is a tremendous deal. Let me see. Where's my blade? I need to cut I need to cut up let me just find another blade. My tape for my finger, because right now it's not taped up yet. Jerry, did you vote on the poll?
I don't even know how to vote on the poll.
If you open, you have the Twitch. Do you have the Twitch stream open itself? Like the stream itself on Twitch?
Yeah.
If you look above the chat, there's like a tab that says current poll GI Joe. And if you click on that, the 5 options will come down, and then you can select.
You know what? I don't even see it. Sorry. I'm so like internet dumb. Yeah.
Well, it's halfway through. We're halfway through.
I just see
2 minutes.
the last thing I see is the list of GI Joe action figures.
No. You're looking at Discord. I'm saying look at the Twitch page.
Oh,
Like
the Twitch.
my Twitch page,
current
yeah.
poll. Got it.
Yeah, Discord is. I had that problem too when I started. Even now, I don't even know what Discord really is. Like, why do you really need Discord? I guess, but.
I just voted.
So Sean asked if there was a consistent official hashtag for the sketch of the week.
Yeah, I just put like the Battle of the Sketches sketch of the week in Comic Wednesday. I really don't. This is pretty brand new, guys. And like I said, I am internet dumb.
Right, exactly. Crispy Papa said hole in the chest like Jesse the Body Ventura and Predator. Yeah, so something like that. I mean, if it's Storm Shadow would be using his sword, so maybe he's like slicing somebody in half in front of us. Shoe Thief, good to see you, Shoe Thief. I know you guys aren't used to seeing my ears. What do you think of the new look? I mean, the other previous headphone had a longer cord, but I'm testing this one out. This is the Mac, so it's less distracting. I don't know if it is distracting at all to see the headphones. Carson McKinney, Snake Eyes only in the movie.
Movie.
Not sure what Carson is asking. Yeah, D. Rogers, I could put Jerry's reflection in Storm Shadow's sword. That's another thing. Uh, hmm. Wait, yes. So Jerry is trying to coax Cliff Chang into jumping on stream with us sometime. Um, Cliff doesn't make a lot of appearances, so it would be a coup to get him.
I'm pretty sure I could get him to do it. I mean, it's not like no.
What do you have? You have some deep dark Cliff Chang secrets that you're gonna use to
Well,
coax
no.
to
The only
coax
thing
him?
is, I think he should be like in the middle of moving. That would be the only thing I think that would keep him from doing it.
Oh, is he still? He still has a studio though, right?
Yeah, for now, but he's going to be moving. I don't want to throw out his personal information too much out there.
Right. Okay. Ooh, somebody contributed bits. Jay Dang contributed 45 bits. Jay Dang's moving. He's shifting. Right now, it's a battle between Storm Shadow and Baroness. Nobody wanted. Well, actually, two people voted for Quick Kick. So, but, um, and Rock and Roll. 10 people voted for Rock and Roll.
Yeah, baby.
But we have. Well, I don't know if it's 10 people. 10 votes. Uh, 1,351 votes for Storm Shadow. 45% lead. I suspect. Uh, I don't know how much time is. Is it? Has it ended? Oh, it's ended. The poll has ended. Sean says Cliff Chang doesn't know how to ride a bike.
Um, that is true.
Really?
Yeah,
Cliff
he
Chang does
doesn't know
not
how to.
know how to ride a bike.
I don't know if you want everyone to know that, but it's true.
Oh, I thought Cliff was perfect. Cliff is like the ideal Asian child, right? Goes to Harvard, you know. Uh, is Cliff Chang handsome? I don't know. Debatable.
I mean,
Perhaps, yes. Uh, Successful, but he can't ride a bike. Can he swim?
yes, he can swim.
I mean, he can come on and like chat if he wants. Let's see. All right, so Storm Shadow has won. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Paper Girls is like in production right now, right?
Yeah,
Is it like a cartoon or live action?
live action.
Wow. Are you gonna be in it? No, you're not gonna be in it.
No, I'm not going to be in it. No.
Let me focus. I mean, there's male characters in Paper Girls, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could just be like some dude in the background, like at the store or something, right? Can you do that?
Uh, sure.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
almost in Rush Hour. My cousin got me into Rush Hour on this.
Really?
Yeah, but they cut out my scene. So let me fix this chroma key thing real quick. Okay, it's better. My beard was fading in and out. I can't have that. I've worked.
Yojimbo, I would not do that.
Oh, Yojimbo, how you doing? It's like really late. It's like 12:30 already. All right. Okay. 1 hour in. We're just starting. So 1 hour of procrastination. So far, that's kind of how the stream is working out, right? We do like an hour of like shooting the shit, and now we start drawing. Actually, fuck. Before I start drawing, let me give away a prize. We're an hour in. Well, let me see if people actually want this first. Whoops, there goes my Drew Brees doll. All right. I've been cleaning out my place. I found these two brand new shirts. One still has the tag on it, the other doesn't. These are brand new. This is the first one. This is a shit. See that thing like fucked up.
Oh, awesome.
This is a San Diego Comic-Con National Cartoonist Society shirt. It's a size small. Right. Oh, by the way, Crispy Papa, who won the Jerry Ma Walt Simonson shirt, that's a double XL, right? Did you say that?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought it was an XL, but it was actually a 2X.
So it's all right. That's just extra incentive for Crispy Papa to add on a few extra few extra pounds. Mm. Wow, there's a fire across the street from me. Shit, the Citizens app is distracting. So this is one shirt. This Flintstones, Wonder Woman, but Simpsons style. This is Little Orphan Annie. I think this is all Simpsons style except for the Snoopy. Garfield. This is a character from Popeye, right? And then Dennis the Menace and Snoopy. So, oh yeah, it's drawn by Matt Greening. So this is a small, men's small, yeah, I believe. And I don't ever recall where. It's actually a long sleeve shirt. Look at this. It's a long sleeve shirt, and down the side of the sleeve is the same drawing, although this one looks like it's a smaller version of it. Long sleeve shirt, yeah. And then that's the same thing on both sleeves. So I mean, I was gonna take this down to the homeless shelter. We have a bunch of like 3 or 4 big bags of clothes. I was gonna donate. Oh, there's a hair. Do you want my hair in there? It's like a hair.
Ugh.
Well, I think this is the excess hair.
Ugh.
Okay. It's not pubic hair. It's like hair from the head. Okay. All right. This is one of the items I think I give away. This other one here. Look at this. Friends of Cho. This one is large. It's Champion. Made in Mexico, and it's brand new. It still has the tag. It still has the tag attached with the care instructions. If any of you have never washed a cotton shirt before, and it's
I used to be the lead artist for Champion Graphics.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Did you do this one?
No, I did like all the actual sports stuff
Oh.
and everything.
So this is FOC, Friends of Cho, Frank Cho. I asked Frank if he wanted the shirt back. He said he had plenty. He doesn't ever want to see it again. So, which one should I give away? Jerry, which one should I give away?
I mean, the Simpsons one was pretty sweet.
The Simpsons one, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
like,
love that Simpsons
I know
one.
like somebody on here would like appreciate this shirt, right? I'll give both away. Let me,
Oh, it looks like everyone wants a Frank Cho.
Oh, everyone wants the Frank Cho one? All right. So that means I'm going to give away the Simpsons one. Okay. All right. I'm going to give the Simpsons away one first. Let's do spin wheel. Anybody new that's not on the wheel, speak now or forever hold your peace until the next giveaway. And speak now, just type something in the chat. It's free. Again, free shipping to the United States. This is a size small, long sleeve shirt. With,
The Simpsons is a size small. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, this is a size small. Anybody new that's not on the that doesn't have a slice, if you just jumped on today and you've been watching. I think there was a couple new people or other people that were here before. Again, if you've missed a couple shows, you lose your slice unless you're a subscriber. Pull up the widget.
Do we know who Sean is drawing for tomorrow yet?
No, he hasn't said.
He's being all secretive.
Yeah. Or Sean, you want to tell us who you're drawing? Sean can actually show us who he's drawing. You know, I have that video option on Discord.
Scarlet.
Scarlet. Okay, anybody new wants to add us? Oh, Lurky Lurk. Okay, Lurky Lurk, Lurky Lurker, Lurky Lurker. Did you hit that follow button? I haven't heard the sound that notifies me someone's following.
What's the
Lurky.
sound, Bernard?
Lurky Lurker. I'm giving you like an orange slice. Anybody else? Last call. Oh, Pandemos. Pandemos, you're still on there. Because you're a subscriber. Somebody just texted me again.
Is that Jim telling you he got you some sushi?
Jim said he ordered way too much sushi. He just wants to come over and use the sauna. Jerry saw me naked in the sauna the other day, by the way. I thought you guys
I've seen you naked way too many times.
Jerry is like my ball boy. You know, like I was a ball boy for the Miami Heat. Who asked this earlier, last stream? And yes, J-Day, I got the Sunlight and Impulse Believe sauna. I was a ball boy for the Miami Heat the first 2 years. And the first month or two, they rotated us around. So you'd be like home locker room, visitor locker room. But then after I think by like late October, November, they assigned me the Heat locker room, which was cool, right? It was a great opportunity, you know, because they knew like I was very responsible and shit. But like the kid in the visiting locker room, they got all the swag, because like, you know, fucking like Jordan, Bird, Magic, all these guys would come in, and usually Miami would be the last leg of a road trip for them. They'd probably play Orlando, and then they would play us. And if we were the last leg, Miami they would leave a lot of gear. So they would leave their sneakers, you know. And the first year, the Heat was in the West Conference. So we were in the Laker Conference. So Magic came into town, I think, like...
Damn.
2 or 3 times. And then... so one out of those 2 times, we were probably the last leg of the road trip. So they got like a lot of Lakers gear, you know, Warriors.
What was the coolest thing you got from all that stuff?
I have a basketball signed by the 1990 NBA All-Star team. Both teams.
That is pretty cool.
That's pretty much the dream team, because it was Jordan, Bird, Magic, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It was Kareem's last year. Even the younger guys then was like John Stockton, Karl Malone. They were there. Reggie Miller. So it was pretty... except for Christian Laettner. It was everybody else. You know, Charles Barkley.
That ball is probably worth a ton of money, actually.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that's my retirement. Or whenever I have a kid, that would be the kid's college tuition. Well, if I have a kid, they're going to have to get a scholarship. I'm not paying for their school.
One of the guys that works at our art store, he's big into collecting memorabilia. And his big thing is he's got a basketball signed by Jordan, and it's worth like $8,000 now.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
just Jordan.
Okay. Let me spin this wheel so I can get started on the drawing. I mean, it's 12 o'clock. It's almost 1 o'clock your time, Terry. You know. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Speak now, forever hold your peace. If you want to slice, it's free. Giving this away. If you live in the States, Lurky Lurker, where do you live? I hope you live in the States. I'm gonna throw this in a bag. I'm gonna throw this in I'm gonna try to stuff this in a regular 50-cent envelope. I'm gonna send this out the cheapest way possible. Okay.
Media mail.
All right. Spin wheel. Yojimbo, yes, hopefully. Yojimbo, I know it's late over there, so... Ooh, what's that? Somebody with a white slice next to a red slice. White slice next to a red slice. Frogman, 417. Right? Is that Frogman? Actually, Yojimbo, like, I do appreciate the kind thoughts about that. Because it's not a network show, it's on HBO Max. I don't know if the syndication issue plays out as much anymore these days, because it's HBO Max. What does that say? That says Frog. Yeah, Frogman. Is Frogman here? I don't remember seeing him. Oh, Lurky Lurker's in Canada. Well, if you win, you're gonna have to chip in for shipping. Although I think Canada's not that much more.
It's not that much more, but it is more.
Yeah, because it's a shirt. It's gonna have to go in a bag. I can't stuff it. Can I stuff it in an envelope? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Fingers crossed that Lurky Lurker doesn't win this one. Sorry, Lurky Lurker. Okay. All right. Frogman's not here. Okay. Spin again. No mercy. I have not watched Raised by Wolves yet. I'm planning on, but not yet. Oh, okay. Shoe Thief. Is Shoe Thief here? I thought I remember seeing Shoe Thief earlier. Shoe Thief. Going once. Shoe Thief. Going twice. Shoe Thief. Going 2.5 times. Shoe Thief, you just won this amazing Matt Greening Comic-Con International San Diego National Cartoonist Society. Are you a size small, Shoe Thief, by the way? Otherwise, maybe it's time to hit the treadmill. Shoe Thief, size small. Congratulations. All right. Oh, I gotta remove the wheel so you guys can see the shirt. Shoe Thief, you are now the owner,
Proud owner.
proud owner of this Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con International. This is probably from the 90s. This is pretty old, I would think. It has been washed, but I don't ever recall wearing this because it's the size small. I think it was gifted to me, and somehow it was washed. Oh, maybe my ex-wife wore it. That's why her hair's on it. I don't know. So this is yours. You're a large. Shoe Thief's a large. Shoe Thief, do you have anybody you can give this to? If Shoe Thief doesn't want it, I should keep spinning until someone wants it.
Well, Suli keeps saying she wants it.
Suli wants it? Really? Shoe Thief, why don't you give this to Suli? Shoe Thief is 5'11", 230 pounds, yeah.
Keep spinning.
Okay, yeah, keep spinning. All right. Shoe Thief. I'm spinning again. How about we just give this to Suli? I mean, it's a size small. I mean, I know it's Steve. Wei? Okay, Wei is another winner. Wei is the winner. Wei, you want to give this to Shoe Thief? Unless Wei, you want it now.
He says to give it to Sue.
Does Wei fit in this? Wei, you fit in a size small?
Listen to Sean. What?
What did Sean say?
Fucking Sean. He says bring Amy on the show so we can listen to her talk some shit about you. That would be fun.
Amy Chu or Amy Zhang? My
I'm
ex-wife?
assuming he means, yeah.
Oh, God. Sean really cuts deep, man. I mean, you look at Sean and he looks all innocent and shit, and he sounds like an innocent guy, but there's some darkness in there. All right, okay. Let's start drawing. I will give this Friends of Cho away later. Okay, all right. She would probably say some shit about me too, though. I mean, what do they say? There's like 2 sides to every story, right? Maybe a 3rd side too.
I guess if everyone offered to follow her on Instagram, she would probably say some stuff.
Or the 3rd side is there'd be a 3rd side, and then maybe there's like an intermediate. So maybe there's like a 4th side. So who won that shirt? Did Wei win it or did Suli win it?
I think Sue Lee won it.
Oh yeah, okay. Wei doesn't. It doesn't fit Wei. Okay, all right. Oh, what am I? This is an eraser. I can't draw with an eraser. What am I drawing again? Storm Shadow. Well, I didn't say anything bad about Amy today, did I? I just
No,
said that she.
just Sean. Only Sean has.
Yeah, I said like she might have worn it because her hair was on it. and it's a small, so like it doesn't fit me. Not even a medium. And I think that was back in the '90s that I got that shirt. I mean, you can look it up. You want to look it up on eBay? What if that shirt is like $100? Let's see, Comic Con. Groening. Greening. It's Greening, right? Is that how you pronounce his name?
I thought it was always groaning, but maybe
I thought it was
what do I
Greening.
know?
Groening. I love looking up the value of shit on eBay. That way I know who are my true friends when they give me stuff. Uh, Actually, Yojimbo would know because he's like Mr. Uh, Super Sleuth.
Where does
I'm very.
Yojimbo live?
He's in Maryland. I'm very
Oh, okay.
easily distracted. So Matt Greening, let's see. There's a shirt from 1984. That's not it. So Matt Greening Comic Con shirt. Actually, you should ask Sean if Sean has one of them. Sean, do you have one of these? Oh, look at that. He found it already. Yojimbo found it already. It's only $25. I thought it'd be worth more. When did it come out? Here it is. Long sleeve white. Here.
Oh man, I started a Snake Eyes sketch, but I don't think I'm gonna finish it. I'm getting kind of tired.
Oh. It doesn't say the price. It's only $25. Okay. It's still being made. Alright, who am I drawing? Storm Shadow? Storm Shadow, what else does he have? He has a sword. He has a bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow.
I'm gonna draw the GI Joe toy version, not the movie version. Who's the dude that plays him in the movie? It's like some Korean
That
dude.
Korean guy. I forgot his name, but
the toy version has these arrows on his backpack.
Yojimbo, my shirts. I think for a little while that one of the Walt Simonson shirts went for a little bit, but never really. Nothing went for crazy money.
Yeah, well, they're all limited edition shirts, right? Once you make them, that's it.
Yeah, just because it's just too much of a pain to keep making them.
Yeah, the Storm Shadow figure was awesome because the swords slid into the backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the shit. But then the nunchucks and the bow and arrow would slide into the grooves. But how would Storm Shadow would be killing Jerry? How would he be like? Would he be slicing you up, Jerry, or would he be
Let me see.
throwing a Chinese star? He doesn't have a gun.
None of the Asian characters had guns. They always had just swords and bow and arrows.
I always thought like Snake Eyes was Asian.
Yeah, so did I. But that's why Larry made Storm Shadow.
Yeah.
To make up for that.
Larry Hama is who Jerry's talking about.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Larry is very influential person, comic book artist, writer. He wrote basically created the GI Joe universe, right? Pretty
Yeah,
much.
he wrote the origins to every single character.
Yeah.
He wrote all the those file cards on the back of the toys.
If you watch, what was it on Netflix or is it on Amazon Prime? I think it's
Netflix.
Netflix. The toys that made us. Is that the name of the thing where or some show they talk about the how some of our favorite toys were made from our youth. Like toys today aren't as much fun. I don't know, are they?
They're almost too good, you know. They're like statues.
Steve says he thinks Larry is very grumpy in his old age.
Um,
I don't know
he's
if
got a little grumpiness to him.
yeah, I don't know if it's grumpiness. I think it's more like he's not doesn't put up with the bullshit from before. And a lot of people go on his stream and spout a lot of bullshit or stuff that he doesn't agree with.
I mean, Larry's a cool dude. Um, he still plays in a punk rock. Well, not nowadays, of course, but he is still in a punk rock band, which I
Well,
think is pretty dope
yeah,
for someone his age.
Larry almost got into a fight with Greg Capullo at the Marvel offices. Who wrote that? Yojimbo. Yojimbo, how did you come across that nugget? Okay, this is erase number one.
Isn't Capullo like literally half Larry's age?
Oh, Greg Capullo, I think is like our age. It's like around our age, like 40s. And Greg's a nice guy. Greg's a cool guy. I spent like a whole week on a tour bus with Greg, the Deathmate tour. Sean and I spent a whole week with Greg Capullo, uh, Alex Gardner, and I think Brett Booth. Sean would know. Because I spent half of that tour drunk. I just turned 21. Yeah, it's 1994. I just turned 21. We're on the Black Crowes tour bus. We're touring from Santa Barbara down to San Diego. And every day we'd stop at two different stores. So the first day was like cool. But second day was like, by the second day I think I was drinking. And I never drank before, like hardly ever. So
So you drank with a bunch of dudes on a bus?
no, I just like the bus was like fully stocked, right? It was a bus like a tour bus where let me start drawing while I'm talking. But I don't even know what pose I'm drawing. So my main thought is like
Zimas? You guys are drinking Zimas?
we were drinking Zimas at the restaurants, but on the tour bus, um, Zimas was a drink that just came out, I think that summer. And on the tour bus, they had like a couple refrigerators stocked with just free drinks, and there was like beer in there. So I was like, why not?
Did Sean have any? Did he ever drink?
No, I don't think I've ever seen Sean drink.
God.
Maybe once. Maybe once. I think Sean doesn't drink because he knows that if he does, or if he did, um, those demons would come out. Jerry, were you here when we were talking about Sean's sister last stream?
No, is she cute?
Yes, she is. She's hot,
When do I get to meet her, Sean?
Sean. And and she has a very good job. She's like in the medical business.
Nice.
Well, actually, all of Sean's siblings are like doctors.
Like good Asian kids.
Yeah.
Good. I'm a bad one.
Yeah, you guys would. If it doesn't work out with my cousin, you can always date Sean's sister, and she's out. She's
Yeah.
out in the Bay Area, Northern California. I mean, just outside the Bay Area, you know. I gotta animate your face, Jerry. It's so static there. So what do you think of this?
What am I looking at?
Oh, let me.
I can't. What's that? It's a little cropped off at the bottom, so
Yeah, I
I'm
just
not
moved
sure.
it up. Just moved it up.
I know what that is.
You know what this is?
Yeah, that's my Pigu.
That's your Pigu. And because he sliced you right at the waist, your pants are falling down. Because he sliced the belt. Right? I'm only working with limited real estate here with this page, with this paper. So we don't really know that this is. We can only tell by the flatness of the rear who this person is. That is, yeah. So it looks like a pizza pie right now, but it's not. And then I'll have Storm Shadow. Holding in a battle pose. Did we ever review? I know I talked about G.I. Joe number 21.
That's the silent issue.
The silent issue. Yeah, everybody knows that one. I think they redid one after that came out, but it wasn't as good.
Well, the trivia on that issue in particular, Larry told me, when the artist submitted the artwork, the original pages to that issue,
Yeah.
apparently they weren't very good, and they wanted to redo everything, and they only had like 2 days left, or 2 or 4 days.
Oh.
So Larry said, "Why don't you just let me draw it, and I can do it in like 2 days."
Yeah.
So Larry just decided to write and draw that issue on his own in literally 48 hours, and he thought the quickest way to do that was to have no words, which is pretty crazy.
So it wasn't really planned. It was something that was just.
Yeah, just kind of a happy accident, if you will.
Jerry's ass can't get a break. That's what Matthew Crossart says. This is the third erase? Or second erase? Right. Who's the character on South Park that Kenny always gets...
Chopped up?
Kenny always gets killed in an episode.
I never watched South Park.
Really? They're having a pandemic episode.
It's still running?
Yeah. They're still
Holy
all
moly.
the animation companies are still in full effect.
I didn't know they were still making South Park.
Yeah. Dude, South Park just sold their library to HBO Max.
Good for them.
And you would not believe how much they sold the library for.
I'm sure it was a ton of money.
It was a ton of money. And that's all for work that's already been done.
Good for them.
What would the pose be that he's slicing your... I think maybe he's a little further away. I might be drawing more than a half body. Storm Shadow. Yeah, I started reading G.I. Joe. I think what I was at a Toys R Us, which is a toy store that's no longer
It exists in Japan.
Toys? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a whole neighborhood of like toy stores in Japan.
No, but they have like a giant Toys R Us.
Oh, and
That and Tower Records still exist in Japan.
Tower Records, really?
Yeah, there's two of them in Tokyo.
And so I was there to like pick up a toy, and I think they had these 3 packs of comics, and so it was like issue 4, 5, 6 or something of GI Joe, and so I got one of those super packs, the 3 packs, and started reading the comic because GI Joe was like they had the cartoon on in the afternoon every day. You came home from school, and then they had the toy and then the comic book. So it was like a trifecta. It's like a triple threat. Which, by the way, tomorrow will be the first game one of the Heat series versus the Lakers NBA Finals. I certainly hope it doesn't end up being like tonight's debates. I wonder if Sean watched the debate tonight. Sean, did you watch the debate tonight? I'm curious.
I mean, I just kind of assumed everyone had to watch this debate, right? It's
mean-
kind of like must see TV.
You're not really watching to learn anything new.
Yeah, I wondered, like, first of all, I think everyone kind of has an opinion on who they like already, right? So it's not like you go into this thing without knowing anything about either candidate. But if you did not know anything about either of them, would you think, like, would you, could you form a good opinion of someone based off what you saw tonight?
Yeah, I think I'm too married to this portion of you here.
To my butt,
Yeah, and I think I need to just start with the
storm shower, and then finish with my butt.
right. That's what happens, man. You start one portion of the drawing or a drawing, and
You
then
fell in love with my butt.
you like it so much that it then forms the rest of the other drawing. And here I am trying to bring the forearm forward again. What was the character I was drawing before that I was having problems with the forearm forward? And then the thing with the toy is he had the cobra symbol on his chest, and his arm
Like
is
his left chest or something.
yeah,
like
and his
that.
arm is covering his left chest. All right, maybe hopefully people will be able to. So, and then issue number 2. So in the pack, I think it was like 4, 5, and 6, or it might have had issue 1 in it. Um, but it was missing. It was missing issue 2.
That was my first GI Joe comic. Number
Issue
2.
2? Oh,
Yeah.
that was the most expensive one.
Yeah, I know.
Issue 2. What I heard at the comic book store, this is folklore, was that there was a fire in the warehouse, and that a bunch of the majority, a good amount of the number 2 were destroyed in the fire. I don't know if that's true or not. I guess I can ask Yojimbo. He would be able to. He would know.
Is Yojimbo like the comic Wikipedia?
Yojimbo is like. He's like everything. Yojimbo is Wikipedia in human form. But the story was that what the comic book store owner was like, oh yeah, there was a fire, And because I was like, why is number 2 more expensive than number 1? Usually number 1 is the most expensive book, right? Um, but he's like, yeah, there was a fire. Or she was like, yeah, there was a fire. And so a lot of the issue 2s got destroyed. Because I think issue 2 was like, it was like $80. It's like hovering around $80. And I only had $20 a month to spend on comics.
Yeah, $20 a month for
That's a,
comics.
that's a
Damn.
lot. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
lot. So, um, or maybe less. Maybe it wasn't $20.
that was a lot of money back then. You
Yeah,
could get a lot
yeah.
of
No, I
comics.
think it was like $10. Maybe less than that, because the comics were like 65 cents then.
Yeah,
65, 75 cents an issue. I remember I get like 10 books. So what's 10 books? 650, maybe like so like around $8 to $10 a month.
that is a lot. Just in comparison, me and my two brothers combined, we got about $4. We got about three. We got $3 a week for comics.
Combined.
Yeah,
Oh, a
that
week?
was our
No, I'm
allowance.
like a month.
But that was combined
Oh, okay.
$3.
And so it was like way out of my budget. So I had to save up, like, and then by like halfway through saving up, the price went up, went to like $100. I was like, fuck, I'm never gonna be able to afford like number 2. So I don't know. Let's see. It might have been $5 a month. I think my comics budget might have been $5. Right now,
Yeah,
might have been $5 a month. Um, but yeah, usually issue ones are the most. What is Way talking about?
sorry.
Way says his backup plan is to move to Australia or Japan if the United States burns down.
I'm going to be applying for a Taiwan passport
Taiwan
soon.
passport, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm moving up to Vancouver
Really?
to be with Golf Boy Sunday's sister,
Oh, cool.
because Golf Boy Sunday lives in Vancouver,
Very nice.
right?
True love, baby.
Um, but then, yeah, you know what I'm thinking about is the store had a art contest, and I did a recreation of the Arthur Adams New Mutants special cover, that with Asgard,
Oh, awesome.
the gatefold cover, like the
Yeah, yeah,
back
yeah.
and front and back, and I also did a recreation of the Secret Wars #1 cover, the Mike Zeck cover,
Oh, yeah. That's a great cover.
and I ended up winning the contest, and I think the first place prize was like 25 bucks. So I used that to buy the GI Joe #2. It had gone back down to like 75 bucks at the time. I don't know if I like this pose.
I'll ask Larry about the G.I. Joe Warehouse Fire, Jimbo.
Yeah, I mean, like comics usually like #1, people will buy like 2 or 3 copies. Usually like 2 copies, one to read, one to put away as an investment, and then issue 2 would be half, right? So the people that if issue 1 sold 1,000 copies, just say, issue 2 would usually be like 500. But then issue 3 would be half of issue 2. So issue 2 would be 500. Issue 3 would be like 250 copies. That's usually how comics works. That's the sales, comic sales 101. because then some people that read issue 2 or that were reading it um, might not like it, and then it usually falls down half, and then issue 4 might get a slight spike, where you try to spike up issue 4. Um, so that it's always like a up, a down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yojimbo bought New Mutants 87 because it was cheaper than 86. He bought 86 because it was the first appearance of Cable.
Oh, isn't that worth money now? I guess.
Well, he bought 87, so he missed on the first appearance of Cable. And then back when we first started drawing, when Sean and I first started drawing comics, we're in New York City, and like they had people selling comics on the streets in New York City.
Yeah, they still do, man.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, I just walked by one today
Oh,
on my
wow.
way home.
I mean, like people that usually peddle like, I don't know, what do they sell, like scarves or sunglasses,
CDs still.
CDs, shit. Yeah, so they like lay them out on tables, and then
Did you ever see one of your comics sold on a street?
when it first came out, yeah, Valiant was was a big part of the speculator push. 96 first appearance, 86 first appearance. First Deadpool was 98, so he said first appearance of Cable. Yeah,
Bernard, when did you draw Deadpool?
96. It was Daredevil, Deadpool annual 96, I think. No, 97.
When you drew him, was he like the phenomenon that he is now?
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, he was a popular character because he was at that time was it was being written by Joe Kelly, and it was being drawn by Ed McGuinness. And
Oh,
Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness was extremely popular at the time. So Ed McGuinness was the regular series artist, and then they hired me to draw the annual, but it was a combined annual of Daredevil and Deadpool. So something that they were trying that year, um, and I think that story is still collected in Deadpool Omnibus and their Deadpool reprints.
cool.
I had already moved out to LA last summer. It was right after I had just got moved out to LA, and I got laid off right after I got moved out.
How did that So when you got laid off, what did that do to you? Did you want to keep doing comics? Did you feel like you should have gone, made a mistake or?
Well, I thought about it. I mean, I'd already given up my. I was gonna. If I the other option was to stay in New York, continue being Sean's roommate. Um,
Keep hitting on his sister.
right. Which, by the way, man, Jerry, you should really like. I mean, I don't want to I don't want to sabotage your relationship with my cousin, but you should. If it doesn't work out, You should definitely um, consider Sean's sister. Racer GRX 87 is the first Cable, 98 is the first Deadpool. Yeah, so I mean, I definitely thought about it, and I had just moved out to LA. If I had stayed in New York, I was going to, I was the head coach at Pratt, so I had been promoted to head basketball coach, college head basketball coach, Division III, but still, I would have been one of the youngest head coaches in the country, and probably one of the only Asian head coaches, college head coaches in the country. But because I had already moved out, the season had already just finished. I felt like I should stay in LA and give it a little bit of a run. Right.
And is that when you started working for Disney?
No, I was at Disney before. I was at Disney
Oh, okay.
Interactive. But then after that summer, I was interviewing at Disney Imagineering. And so by the fall, I started at Disney Imagineering. So yes and no. I moved out to work at Disney Interactive. And then by the summer, by April, I was laid off. And then by November, I started working at Imagineering. I don't know if I like this drawing. Jerry, do you know Sean's first book? What it was? First ever book?
Wasn't it like Rye? Is that how we pronounce it? Rye or Ray?
Rye and the Future Force #9.
How many copies of your first Dr. Mirage book do you have?
Do I have?
Yeah.
Maybe like 50.
Cool.
Maybe
That's awesome.
Maybe 100. I have like not a full long box. How many comics go into a full long box?
I'm not sure, but I would think a lot, right? Like
without backing boards. How many comics go in a full long box?
Does your Jimbo have the answer? He seems to have the answer for everything.
Yeah, I think I have about maybe 2/3 to half of a long box of Dr. Mirage #1s. Yeah.
What's like the book that you're most proud of doing? The one single issue that you're the most proud of?
I don't know.
How about your best run, in your opinion?
The best one, I gotta say, well, right now I would say the book I'm most proud of is Children of the Atom, but it hasn't come out yet. Because really, it's
the work looks awesome.
It's a culmination. You haven't seen it yet, Jerry. How did you see it?
I saw the first issue.
Jerry.
Oh, sorry. No, I haven't seen it. You're right. Sorry.
Man. Let's see. Internet says 250 to 300 copies in a long box. So half of that, a third of that, maybe 100. So maybe I have like 100 copies of Dr. Mirage #1. There's Tubok. Tubok, you would have won last stream if Tubok had toughed it out. Damn, an hour 46. I still haven't even figured out on a pose yet.
Holy, sorry, 120. I'm gonna have to take off in 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, that's all right.
I still gotta shower.
Why? Just go to sleep in all the funk.
No, I can't sleep unless I shower. Even when I'm hammered, blackout drunk, I still shower.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you stream while you're showering?
Sure, why not?
There we go.
Wow, today I've achieved something amazing. I did 2 really crappy G.I. Joe drawings.
Well, what are you drawing now?
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes.
But I'm not even going to finish it.
I think I might even stop drawing. I did this before. And just give away. Oh no, I have to finish this. Shit. I was gonna just quit.
And then give away what?
I'm gonna give away the Frank Cho shirt.
You've done that before?
I did that once. Ended
So
up
you
just.
made everyone stick around just so you wouldn't draw?
It was like, yeah, but I think I only stuck around for like an hour. It was only like an hour. I got it. Okay, thank you. Kevin P. West just gave me a great idea. Just do a headshot. And now, just because it said just do a headshot, I'm thinking back about the reflection in the sword, so I can still achieve.
Maximum carnage.
Yes. Based off of the reflection in the sword. Thank you. Hopefully. Maybe because I didn't get into drawing the face, so I wasn't really into that drawing. But if I really get into the drawing of the face and I like the face, then maybe I'll be more jazzed about it. Storm Shadow also had those cool, like, did he have those cool ninja things? The padding on the forearm. I mean the in front of the head, in front of the hand. I always thought that was cool. Right, he had that.
He had like the wrist wrap, the
Yeah.
forearm wraps,
Right.
and it covered up that tattoo that him and Snake Eyes have.
But I mean what I like about the ninja's outfit is this this pad that covers the front of the hand, the back hand. And then because it's so in the extreme foreground, I can kind of cheat it a little bit.
I just sent you my 2 crappy drawings if you want to laugh. Oh, that's a great hand. This is already a much better drawing.
Yeah, I should do an emote, right? An eraser emote. Let me see. Ooh, quick kick. Is that quick kick?
Yeah.
With the explosion background? Fuck, and you colored it? Which one did you
Well,
do now? The Snake Eyes?
The Snake Eyes, yeah.
Oh, the
Well,
Snake Eyes is nice. And you inked it?
Yeah, well, I did really, really loose pencils and then just use a micron.
Damn, look at that. You want to give this away? Or you selling it?
The Snake Eyes?
Yeah.
Nobody wants that junk.
Look at this. Look at this is the one for tomorrow. Ooh. Quick kick.
The one for tomorrow was really the crappy quick kick.
This one? Look at that.
These are the 2 crappy drawings I did today.
We're talking last time about how difficult it is to draw feet. Is that what your foot looks like, Jerry?
I just kind of, I don't know. These are 2 drawings I'm not very proud of.
You forgot to put he has like the Chinese stars on his red sash.
Oh, is that what I forgot?
Yeah, there's the 3 Chinese stars on his red sash.
I really wasn't sure how he looked. I should have just Googled it, but.
Look at this.
Golf boy, you actually want that Snake Eyes? Jeez Louise.
Should we do a spin wheel?
No, nobody wants. I mean, that's.
You don't want to do a spin wheel?
It's such trash. I don't know. I'll just. Who was it that wanted it?
This Mike Zeck cover has Quick Kick and Storm Shadow in it.
Oh yeah, I love that one. Wait, who wanted those Snake Eyes? Where is it? Golf Boy Sunday. I can just give it to Golf Boy Sunday.
I think we should give it away as a wheel. Look, see the 3 Chinese stars?
Oh man, what a kick to my gonads.
Come on, Jerry.
I was just going off memory, like. I was watching this stupid debate. I just,
Knowing is half the battle.
there's a T-shirt with a circle, right? The pie, like your spin the wheel,
Yeah.
and it says like offense 10%, defense 10%, 80% knowing, or it's like something like knowing was 50%.
It is. Were all of those star Duke, or were there some that didn't have Duke? The knowing is half the battle.
I, I think they were all Duke, right?
That's my memory of it. I mean, again, I could be wrong. When I draw fist holding stuff, I usually like to draw the pinky up. I don't know why. But this time I'm not, because I know it's not a traditional hand pose for a ninja master like Storm Shadow. That arm doesn't fit. Fuck. Drawing is very painful. It is.
TJ.
It's a very painful. It's a struggle. At times.
All right, Bernard, I think we're gonna have to take off.
Okay, Jerry. Thanks for coming
Should we
on.
do you think people actually want these terrible sketches I just did?
Let's give away the snake eyes. Well, you don't
I'll
have to give
keep-
it away. You
I'll
can
just give
sell-
them both to
No.
the same person.
No,
then.
you should sell the quick kick.
No, I'm not gonna sell it.
You should sell the quick kick, and then give away the snake eyes.
No, I'll just give them both to the same person then.
Oh, we should give it spin a wheel. Come on, spin the wheel. Here. Who was it that really wanted it? All right, I'm gonna spin the wheel. D. Rogers says spin the wheel. Wait, yes, the Wonder Woman omnibus. Is that the Gail Simone $75 omnibus? Yeah, my style has changed somewhat since those Wonder Woman days. I think every book is a little different. It's also, I would like to think I've improved a little bit.
Looks like D. Rogers just drew a storm shadow while this was going on too.
Ooh, somebody just deleted somebody's. Oh, Make Havoc, Steve, you deleted somebody's message? Nice. Steve is doing is just flexed this moderator's stance. Okay, I'm gonna spin it. All right, we're spinning the wheel for Jerry's
Craptastic drawings.
It's a really good. This is a good drawing, man. It's a really nice pose. For Jerry's snake eyes. Look at that. You can see that.
And the quick kick. I'll give them
No,
both to the same.
just the snake eyes. You just sell the quick kick.
I'm not gonna sell it.
Did you color it on the computer?
Yeah, it's all colored in Photoshop.
Okay, all right. Here we go. This is for Jerry Snake Eyes.
And quick kick.
If you gotta mail it too, Jerry. Though you gotta mail.
Yeah, it's cool. I go to the post office like 3 times a week.
Oh, lucky you. Oh, who's that? Can you read that?
I can't read that.
It's a brown. Somebody with a brown.
I
Next to
am.
a green.
No.
Next to Kevin P. Who's next to Kevin P? James Quo.
Oh, James Quo. I thought it was I am.
James Quo. James Quo, you still here? Going once, James Quo. James Quo going twice. He was here earlier. I think.
No mercy.
Says James Quo, but I think we gotta do we gotta enact no mercy. Rule number 88. No mercy. No Mercy. I don't see James Quo. Come on, James. Wake up. Okay. No Mercy. No more spin again. And if you're new too and you've been watching, you want a slice. No Mercy. Look at that. Everybody's like No Mercy. Way. Was Way the one that like I said he wanted it? Didn't Way just win earlier? Who won the shirt? Way won the shirt earlier and they gave it to Su Lee. And now Way has won your Snake Eye sketch.
And the quick kick.
All right, if you want to give both away. I was going to give it away. If you want to give it away, just spin it again.
No one wants quick kick, do they?
Congratulations, Way. Look at that. It's good karma for Way because Way gave the shirt to Su Lee, and now Way has won your Snake Eye sketch.
Hey, Wei, if you don't mind, do you mind just shooting me a message on Instagram and send me your address there, and I'll mail it to you like this week.
Congratulations, Way. It pays off to be. It's good karma, right?
All right, guys. It was great talking to you guys again. I really do enjoy this, but I do gotta get to sleep soon.
Jerry,
I gotta shower and everything.
thank you for jumping on stream, Jerry.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here. Really, this is great, and I will see you guys hopefully real soon.
All right.
Okay. Good night, guys. I get off this thing.
Don't forget to disconnect. Just hit the little phone icon with the X next to it towards the bottom.
Got it.
Voice disconnect before we hear the shower going on. All right. I think I'm going to not do the reflection because again, the reflection thing was was determining a particular pose of that I wasn't really, having too much success, and I mean I could figure it out, but it might take a little bit of time. I'm trying to get this sketch wrapped up. Oh, take out the wheel. Thank you. There we go. Look at this. So, uh-oh. I hear someone in the background. So, I think this is
Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
Hey, what's up, man?
Money bags. Sean Chen is on.
Yeah, we're doing a tag team, so I was able to reach into the ropes and slap Jerry's hand, and he's out. So
okay.
I'm in.
All right. You sure you want to jump in? I know you're working.
Well, I mean, I don't figure you don't have that much time on, anyways.
I'm almost done. Did you insert your quarter? There we go.
Yeah, my quarter. Yes.
We gotta keep this. What is that? The suspension of belief. What is that term?
The suspension of disbelief.
The suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, where I'm at the arcade.
Right, and that you showed up.
Finally got a quarter because my cousin Sandy works at People's Drug, which is on the other side of the mall.
Mm-hmm.
I can go there. She can open up the till and give me. I mean, basically stealing. She'll give me like some money. I'll go over to the food court, and then
you Dairy Queen.
Well, the Arby's roast beef, and then near the food court is the arcade, and I spend the money there playing Double Dragon. That's what I did when I was a kid. Montgomery Mall in Maryland.
There you go. Does Yojimbo know about Montgomery Mall?
Yeah, maybe Yojimbo knows Montgomery Mall from. I spent I would go there even when I was a little kid because my mom would want to go to this place called Fabric Man. Fabric Man was a fabric store. She'd go there for like a few hours, so she'd leave me at Walden Books.
Walden
So
Books, yes.
I'll go to Walden Books, and she would think I'm reading books, but I'm actually at the magazine section looking at Heavy Metal Magazine. Usually the same issue of Heavy Metal Magazine for like an entire 2 months. And then I would leave and then go find Sandy and get some money from the till, buy some food, and play some games. So that's supposedly where I'm meeting you at the Double Dragon machine.
Yes. Was there a Montgomery Ward at the Montgomery Mall?
No, there was a Montgomery Mall. Yeah, it's closed now. So everyone goes to Tyson's Corner now in Virginia.
Let me see. Is this Sean's talk box?
So yeah, I did my share of petty crime. I'm not like
Damn,
Jerry Ma.
there's a lot of like there's a lot of theft going on. I've been on for 2 hours now. I had set my fan to turn off at 2 hours. But I'm nowhere near. Well, I'm closer to being finished.
You'll get to that point where you bring out the black pencil and then
Yeah.
all smooth sailing. But this is the part where, the drawing is basically on life support until it gets to the part where it's stable, and when it's stable, then you can.
I have shocked this drawing with the defibrillator a few times.
Jerry's kind of still, he's on chat. So yeah, I was waiting for, I figure once Jerry popped out of here, I'll step in. But yeah, we're tag teaming.
It'd be cool if we got Cliff Chang on here.
We're gonna do like the try to, as a goal, try to have like the stellar stream. Like the stellar stream would be you, me, Jerry, Jim Chung, and Cliff Chang.
Yeah.
And and that would be like the, that would be the ultimate, like if the stars align, and then you probably only have like 30 people witnessing that, but we can try to make it happen.
But it's on the internet, so it's forever.
Yeah.
And then people will discover it years from now, and then they'll be like, whatever happened to that stream?
Or if you can't get that together, and the equivalent was just you and you get Jim Lee, and then that's it.
I don't think
It's
that's
either one Jim Lee
that's possible.
or 5 other Chinese dudes, or one Jim Lee.
I don't think that's ever possible. To get Jim Lee? No. That would be like maybe like one day when he's like retiring.
Yeah.
Or we can get like Crispy to show up. Crispy Egg Roll and Poop Kid. Well, we already have Jim's mods on here.
Yeah, I know. Crispy egg roll, yeah.
So usually the ninja sword, the blade is actually part of the handle, right? And then just the block thing would be separate.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't really like that hand. This is a very difficult piece to draw.
Yeah, I guess it's good that people know that, what you're going through is every day for me. Every drawing, I just don't know how it's going to turn out. And surprisingly, after I've been drawing for so long, but just to not know still at my age, with that much experience, just to know that it usually turns out okay, but there's a lot of doubt and a lot of trying to save a drawing.
What did you draw today? Was there any particular?
I did more Batman Beyond pages, but in the last hour, I've been trying to get the Scarlet drawing for tomorrow, the G.I. Joe thing.
Right.
And one thing about the way I ink, it's kind of strange, but usually if you have a lot of experience, you would kind of use your inking tools kind of judiciously. Like you would use the thin ink pen. You'll draw everything in ink. After it's drawn in pencil, you just kind of ink everything in a drawing pen, and then you dip your brush in the ink, and then you just fill in all the black areas, and then you go back to doing some of the feathering with the ink pen. So you don't have to like be capping and uncapping, dipping and washing your brush over and over again because it would take forever. So what I do is like I can't see the finished drawing when I'm inking it. I can only ink what I feel confident about. So there's probably 10% of the drawing that I know I can do. So I'll do that, whether it's inking with a pen or sometimes it's a black area. So then I break out the brush and then put in a black area, and then I clean off the brush and go back to the pen, and then you switch back and forth between pen and brush about like 30 or 40 times for one drawing. It's really bad way to work, but inking is sort of like doing a crossword puzzle where I look at the crossword puzzle and I only think I know maybe two things, but you do those two things and that leads you to other things, and then eventually you get the whole crossword puzzle done just by knowing a couple things at a time, because the more you do, the more you know
That's
how
a
to
good.
solve
That's
it.
a good analogy, Sean.
Yeah. So, I mean, what you're going through there, that is like every day for me, every drawing. And there's such a negative cloud that hangs over every drawing that at one point I quit comics because it felt so bad.
It's a very painful process. I still go through it. I'm going through it right now.
So what I'm worried about is that if people can kind of see the pain and it registers in their enjoyment of the comic, they're like, oh man, this artist is not having any fun, and therefore I'm going to reject the drawing.
Well, fun. I mean, there's pain, but I don't know about fun. You can still make it look like fun, right? Even though it's painful.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe because I do this for a living, when I look at Jim Chung or Jeff Darrow, I feel I feel the pain.
I mean, I think,
Um,
yeah. You look at an artist drawing, you know that struggle. Even though it looks like they didn't take any, they put like little effort into it. Um, uh, what if I just had him playing with nunchucks? That'd be so
this is
easy.
supposed to be a headshot, right? But so you've always resisted the headshot, right? I mean, I think Jim Chung has no problem doing a headshot.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do something a little bit more like, a little bit more fun than just a headshot. Not that there's anything wrong with a headshot, but um, I mean, I like the Boba sketch from last time.
Yeah, that turned out great.
I like the alien sketch. Uh, sometimes maybe it's just the paper is cursed.
Yeah, Gulf Boy Sunday, I did. Yeah, I struggle with every drawing. So um, I think what really helped was getting one of these Pentel pocket brushes, so I'm not dipping into ink anymore and washing out brushes.
Yeah, you actually use a brush? That's crazy. I just use the pen. I mean, like a Micron.
Yeah, but then for the black areas, it's the brush. It's the Pentel pocket brush, which is like that brush pen.
I'm trying to find another piece of paper readily available. No, I can't find it.
You're gonna trace it off and
No, I'm just gonna start over. I think
okay.
sometimes, like, if I'm on a particular, if I'm using a particular piece of paper, and I've been drawing it for so long, even though I'm erasing it, I still see the old drawing on it, which is what hinders. Um, which is what hinders it.
Yeah, I use the Pentel pocket brush because that's what Paulo Rivera uses. So, but yeah, a lot of people use that Japanese Kuretake one. But one thing about the Pentel pocket brush is I think everyone should be doing this, but those cartridges can get expensive. But yeah, I just buy one and you keep on filling it with India ink, and you can use it over and over again.
Really? How much is one of those things?
I think the pen itself is $14, and I don't know how much the cartridges are, but if you just buy a bottle of India ink, you you can just use the eyedropper and kind of very carefully fill it up with ink.
I don't have another sheet. I thought I had another sheet cut out already.
Cut out.
Yeah, these are like 6x9s.
Oh, that's right. The smaller size.
All right, fuck it.
You can just draw it and then cut it out later.
Yeah. That's true. That's a good idea. Thank you, Sean. I was actually gonna just draw 9x6. I mean 9x12. I was like, fuck it. But brilliant, brilliant as always. Did you ever think about becoming a doctor?
Well, no. I mean, I think when I was really young, but then it wasn't my choice after a while. I just do so badly in school that you just, hey, Jim Chung's here.
What? There you go.
Jim Chung, we almost had the trifecta with Jerry was here.
Yeah, we almost had a tag team or Royal Rumble.
So yeah, then we'd be like one person short from the the stellar stream, which is gonna be, well, I guess we can have all the CHs though. It'd be the Chang, Chung,
Chang,
Chen,
Chang,
and
Chang,
Chang,
Chang, Chen, Ma.
and then the Frank Cho. Just
Oh, and Show.
yeah, but that one's never gonna happen. So how was the sushi, Jim? Man, how can you order too much sushi? Because sushi is like so expensive. I'm always hungry after I order.
Jim's trying to
Because
come up with an
never
excuse to use the sauna.
Yeah.
Because he's like, Jimbo put up that chart last time where if you can only eat toro or sushi or tuna once every 10 days based on your weight.
Oh, really? Why? Because it's so fattening?
There's so much mercury in the tuna.
Oh, the mercury.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of the mercury is in the fat, so the fatty tuna has a lot of it.
Oh, the fatty tuna has more mercury?
I think that the mercury is stored in the fat.
Oh, shit. So I have the toro. That's the fatty tuna. Yeah, not too hot on that one. Let me cast this away from my field of vision.
Yeah, you're one of those people that kind of superstitious in a way. Like there's some artists that we admire as people and really look up to that really draw poorly, and you have to like their stuff on Instagram just as a courtesy, but you don't want to look at it. So you would do the flyby liking of their stuff because you believe that bad drawing will infect you, like, and then you will start drawing badly because you've seen too much bad drawing.
Yeah, I try not to read comic books that I feel like have bad artwork in it.
That's kind of a crazy superstition. I never heard of that. I know there are some people who are like are singers who every time someone is singing off of perfect pitch, like there was when I was in the whatever that National Foundation for Advancement in the Arts like thing in Miami they do every year. So I was in that as a semifinalist.
As a singer?
No, I mean as an artist, but they put all the arts together. So there was drama people, visual artists, and then there was a singer. And there was this girl singer who was like pretty hot, but she was pretty stuck up. Someone was singing badly, because it was like a party and they're singing badly, and she like grabbed her, shut her ears, and it's like, "Ooh, I can't." She said, "Stop! I can't. I have perfect pitch. I can't hear that. I mean, if I cannot, because I have perfect pitch, and you're gonna ruin it." So she made this person stop singing, and I was like, "Wow, what a fucking bitch!" So I don't know. Like I thought of that when you said that you can't look at bad artwork because it'll infect you, and then
Well, it's
it'll
not that I
ruin your
can't look
drawing
at
ability.
it. I mean, when you're reading a comic book, you're investing an X amount of time on it. I mean, you can look at it, but it's just you can't like gaze at it for too long.
Okay. Well,
You just don't want to. I think the part of it is like your subconscious absorbs a lot more than what you think.
you think so?
Yeah, a lot of stuff gets absorbed. So the more your subconscious absorbs, the less you realize it, and then some days, sometime, eventually, it's gonna pop back up, right?
Wow.
I mean, don't you believe in in a theory that nothing is ever original, right? That everything, all ideas are copied from something you
Right.
previously have
Yeah.
read or absorbed. So, wouldn't the same thing be in artwork, in terms of like,
Well, I mean, I don't know if I look at a lot of bad. I look at a lot of bad artwork because I look at a lot of artwork. I'm never afraid that it's gonna start affecting the way I draw.
hmm, yeah, I just try not to read stuff that I don't like.
You also have this theory that if there's a artist that's bad who's really popular, that person is popular because most people who aren't, are kind of aspiring to be comic book artists draw in a way that's kind of amateurish, and they see someone who's amateurish who's making it big, and they kind of see their own work through that person, and that person ends up being like an A-list artist somewhere, um, because of that. The amateurish quality is a positive. That was one of your theories.
Uh, yes and no. Yes, I feel like there are popular artists, but they're popular because amateurs can replicate their particular style in a much easier way. So
Okay.
they gain followers because people are able to draw in that particular style or replicate it to a particular degree. And um,
So there are artists whose whole careers were successful because of that.
well, I wouldn't say their whole careers, because I mean, a lot of that is also. I mean, it does feed into maybe some of their initial popularity. Um, I mean, you listen to like music people, right? Like if you listen to music, there are musicians that aren't necessarily the best singers, but they. Sorry, suspension of belief. Um, they are the best singers, but they have like cool beats, cool tones, nice lyrics, um, and it's easier to replicate from a fan's perspective, and therefore you sing it a lot more. Like you can't sing
Okay.
opera because opera is like extremely hard, right? But you can sing songs that are um, I don't know. Does that sound? Uh,
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, these are your theories. So like,
these are my
I
theories.
guess,
You don't believe in any of these theories?
no, I don't. Not really. Well, I think there is uh, one artist that I think you were telling me about when we were looking at his stuff. Yeah, I can kind of see that. I mean, the stuff looks kind of amateurish. So I think there's a lot of aspirational artists that can kind of see um, their own selves and get behind that art, support that artist because it's sort of like, one of them making it.
Because they can replicate that style a little bit easier, right? Like I mean, like you look at like cartoonist stuff, like cartoony things. It's it's much more easily replicated, and therefore, I think it's part of the factor. I wouldn't say it's 100%. I don't know. I don't think I'm backtracking. I wouldn't say it's 100% of the reason why they're popular, but it contributes to their popularity. So whether it's art, like you look at shows that are like TV shows, that cartoons that have a style that is, and they're all actually very easily replicated. Um, but because people can draw it, they feel like a sense of accomplishment, and they send a sense of
Yeah, well,
attachment to it.
I know with a lot of, you see there's a lot in like children's book art. There's like a fully grown adult artist who is working in a style. I think it really behooves that artist to work on a style that's intentionally naive. So, that artist is drawing kind of like a child. Um, and I guess that you know, as you get older, you get more jaded, you get more serious. Um, so to adopt a style that's more innocent and that harkens back to a younger time when you're more. So, like, I think if a children's book artist, like we know a certain children's book artist who works is really great, but I think it's intentionally naive so that it can look like an innocent child drew it, uh, and that's part of their style. But as a side effect of that, it's easier to do. you know,
Yeah, but also some people, they're drawing that style because that's the limit of their skill set.
yeah. So it doesn't hurt them that that's a limit of their skill set. Whereas I think what we do uh, when you're drawing superhero comics, like American superhero comics, is based in realism, which is fine because anyone can do realism if you had photo reference, but we have to do it without photo reference and draw anything on a schedule. And it's so difficult. And I look at what other people do. Like, I have zero respect for abstract expressionists because basically the rule there is put down whatever the fuck you want and say, like, I'm the artist. So, um, but I think what we do is like some of the hardest. And that's why I get very bitter about the struggle that it doesn't feel so good. And I had to stop after a while because I thought what we were doing was not really achievable by human standards. And
Also, I mean, the big factor of that is the monthly deadline,
yeah,
right?
for
The
sure.
there are also even comic book artists, like because you're working on a monthly book. Um, there are particular limits to how much time you can spend on each individual drawing to make it perfect, and so the time frame is. So Jerry is finally leaving now.
Yes. You want to let everyone know to post their drawings on Instagram.
Right? Yeah. If you
But
guys did a GI Joe drawing,
I
post it.
was saying about the hashtag. I asked him if there's an official hashtag. Oh yes, there's 3 or 4. That's not the official hashtag then, because that kind of separates everyone out.
Yeah,
So
that's what I think. She needs to come up with a cohesive name and then just stick with it, and then just that way it's
it's like like Inktober.
right.
There is no other hashtag other than that. That's it. Everyone's under that one banner.
Yeah. I just completely forgot what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, I mean about um, how difficult art can be. And like I said, I love all the cartoons on Cartoon Network, like Adventure Time. But I gotta say, that stuff is pretty damn easy to draw. Um,
Yeah, I mean, part of that is production, right? You have many artists working on the project, and they all have to replicate a particular style cohesively and consistently.
yeah, and then that style is also intentionally childish because it's a very friendly commercial type of thing to draw.
Right. Oh, this is the worst stream ever. I'm stuck on a particular pose, but I can't hit it.
I remember you used to call me up like maybe once a year saying that you're in a tough spot because nothing you're drawing is coming out. And you, I think initially in the beginning you said like, well, I don't know if I've lost it. Nothing's working. I think it might be all over. And then I was like, wow, you just got to stick it out. And then you would talk to other people. Um, so I think what we've determined since it's happened like maybe half a dozen times over the years, that your drawing ability has always come back. And the theory behind what was going on is that the drawing hasn't gotten worse. It's just that um, you've kind of leveled up in your head. So the actual skills, the hand draftsmanship hasn't caught up to what your eye and your mind is able to see now.
Right.
So that lag there makes you see your drawing is worse than it really is. So ironically, that's a good thing because that means you're leveling up
Yes.
with time.
Yeah.
But it can get the better of you though, because if you believe that your drawing is not good anymore or that you just are sick of your drawing, that's a good opportunity to just step out and
Quit.
go work for Starbucks.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot to people.
Yeah. I think I was talking to John Paul about it. It's very frustrating. I remember one of the first times was when I was drawing the Jimmy Olsen annual.
J Dang is out, so
J
good night,
Dang,
J
good dang. Thanks for following J Dang. And the Jimmy Olsen annual, I was having a particularly difficult time drawing it, and pages were piling up. The deadline was approaching, and I was just like nowhere. I was redrawing stuff left and right. It's extremely frustrating. Some pages would come out okay, but then other pages were like crap. And the biggest fear that I have is I remember when I was at Valiant, and an artist came in to the studio, to the office, and I heard like, "Oh, hey, so and so is in the office." I was like, "Holy shit!" That guy was like, "I love this work" when I was a kid, and because he was coming in, I think he was like picking up art boards to start drawing. He was going to draw like some issues, and but then when the work started coming in, and actually I think I saw it when the book came out. It was like nothing like what I remembered this guy's work being. When I was,
that's very common. Yeah.
and the level of work had like gone down so much from what I remembered as a kid. I remember like thinking like, fuck, I hope I never get to that point. It's like watching one of your favorite players getting older,
Yeah.
and then
You're like the punch drunk boxer.
yeah, and they just they can't do it. They can't hack it anymore.
Yeah, man, it's gonna happen to all of us at some point. So, and it happens gradually. And I mean, even if the skill set, everyone's career and their ability is on a bell curve. So it matters like where are you on that bell curve? I mean, it's great to be rising up. It's great to be at the peak, but then there's always the part where you go down, and it's like no one's career is not like a bell. I guess well, Mobius is good right to the very end.
I mean, there are artists that have been able to manage to,
Barry Windsor Smith is very good.
Oh, by the way, did you see Barry when you went up to upstate?
No, Barry, I think that's done with him. He does have a book coming out soon, but yeah, I don't think he wants to see anybody. I have a feeling that he doesn't want to see anyone from the past.
You're one of his like star pupils. Does he want to check in on you?
Someone told me that he will take my call if I call.
Yeah.
But visiting is another thing.
Oh, okay.
One thing about Barry is that, I mein, he also has some issues with I think when someone looks up to you a lot, like a whole lot,
Yeah.
the pressure is on to always not let that person down by only showing your best side. So
Right.
he knows I'm a huge fan. So I don't want to put any pressure on him by showing up and saying, "Hey, what have you been drawn lately?" Or how do you look or whatever.
Yeah.
All that stuff it puts a lot of pressure on him. So it's I'm sure it's just best to leave that alone.
You should just go and have a coffee with him and don't talk about artwork. I think he would appreciate that. I know the question would be like, the urge would be to ask him like, "Hey, what are you working on? What are you drawing?" But some of the times, just like, "Wow, how about them? How about them Steelers?
Right.
How
Yeah,
if
like
Kevin P.
Yojimbo
West is
said I
still
should
here?
send him
How about them Lions?"
Yojimbo said I should send him a copy of the book I did, which I think is probably a good idea.
Oh yeah, your book. Yeah, send him a copy of your book.
Yeah, that was my number one fear. Is like at one point you start to lose it, and then I think uh, if you have a growth mindset and then you have a genuine passion for it, then you won't really lose your ability. But I think people just they're just kind of over it, but they keep doing it because that's how they make money, and that's when it starts to go south. But
Yeah, so I think that with complacency. The other big fear is to just draw the same over and over again, and your work just looks the same. Both are big fears of mine. This is like a therapy session today, Sean.
yeah, we're dropping all the truth bombs, we're spilling the tea on what it's like to be a comic book artist.
You mean this
Lots
is
and
more
lots
like
of days of not.
Comic Pro secrets?
Yeah, it's we're doing a lot of comic pro secrets. So we can actually tell the real secrets because there's so fewer people listening.
This is I mean, I never want to be able to say, like, when people ask you, like Jerry asked earlier, like what would be like, what would I consider my proudest work? And I think about like my proudest work should be the latest work that I'm doing right now,
Yeah, that's what it would be for me.
right? If I said it was something that I did like 20 years ago, I'm like, wow, what the fuck have I been doing the last 20 years?
Yeah, there's no point in going on. There's no point.
So there's always a constant struggle to improve
I
and
mean,
get better.
I think Jim Chung can add a lot to this conversation, but yeah, of course he's just gonna be in chats.
Jim is eating sushi. He's like, mm, 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 mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have like I think when they're younger they have this crazy meticulous style, and then when you get older you mature and you realize all those lines were, I guess, in some sense just like a immaturity basically, and that all those lines were just compensating or just like very
Yeah,
juvenile.
it's
And then you
icing.
start drawing like Ditko, or you start drawing like Alex Toth, where you just simplify down to the essentials, and that is probably a better way to draw artistically. But then from the fans' point of view, it's like, oh, this got lazy, and none of what was cool in the drawing back then is there now. So
Well, see, if you that what you just said is related to what I said about someone's popularity being reflective of what like fans of the artist might be able to achieve, right?
oh yeah,
Is that what fans like uh, has uh, has a different sometimes can be different than what artists like. And so, I mean, what are comic book fans? I mean, at least for me, and I can only speak from my experience, is that I like guys that I thought the artwork looked cool, and then some of the guys too, also because I could replicate.
oh yeah.
that style and draw like them.
Well, I mean, I never really looked at people who I never thought of someone I can replicate, because for me it was always like the aspirational thing, or I always look at people whose stuff is impossible to. I mean, I was really big into Travis Charest. I was very, very big into Olivier Coipel. I can never do what they do because it's so meticulous, and I spent my entire career trying to be that exactly them, and people can't see it because I fail so badly at it. But um, to me, I'm failing badly at it. But then I've also made a career of trying to be them and never making it. So,
Yeah, but those are
and I think
also
people.
you're already pro now. I'm talking about like um, when you were just a fan trying to break in, right? Like Travis only came in. You broke into the comics before Travis, right?
Yeah, he was a Jim Lee clone.
Yeah. What was it like? Sovereign Seven or something like that was one of his first books.
Yeah. Um, yeah, my problem was being influenced by people who are way too slow, and then it kind of set up an impossible situation for me of trying to be monthly, and then not being happy with the work until it was on that level of complexity, which is not good for deadlines.
Well, at the same time, I just lost my train of thought. I was thinking about
Way
this.
High is out.
Thinking
So.
about this hand.
Good night, Way High.
Good night. I think we're slowly losing people. We're gonna lose a bunch of people tonight. It's 2 hours, 40 minutes in, and I'm still trying to figure out this fucking pose.
But this drawing, this drawing is something that you'd want to have, because I gotta say, like, if you're drawing that one where he was slicing up Jerry Ma's through his ass.
No, he sliced
I
up
think-
his waist, right above the ass.
Right.
At
But-
the tip of the ass.
That's good for you. That's good for Jerry, but I don't know if anyone want to hang that on their wall. So I think it's very bold of you to do that, but I would never do that with a drawing, just because I don't know what I can. Like people can get your drawings because of the line quality and the drawing. It has value for that reason, but for me, as I lean very heavily on the iconic evergreen poses of I need the character to do all the fan art to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I'm not that into the evergreen iconic stuff, especially for this, because I feel like B-Dub won the Alien one. He said he's gonna frame it, and then he's gonna lure chicks back to his place by saying, "Hey, you want to see my alien sketch?" Also, like, what's taking so long is usually I'm flipping back and forth, and I'm not flipping back and forth in this because of the fluctuation in the light box. Like, the head is too big. I'm looking at it on screen right now. Like, the head is way too big.
I mean, this is also an unfair situation because your attention is split between talking and drawing.
Yes.
That makes it, well, to me, that's a deal breaker, because I can't do that. One of the reasons I don't draw on stream because I can't do it. So you actually have a good, like, if you screw up once in a while, that's fine, because you're doing something that I think most artists think is impossible.
This is like this is the hardest part, and then usually this part, I'm not talking. I'm not listening to any like music with a lot of melody. Mostly, I mean, with a lot of lyrics. Mostly, it's like just melodic music. Because I need, like, my concentration.
Yeah, I think 80% of a drawing you can do on autopilot, but there is that crucial 20%. Usually early on, you gotta have laser focus.
And I gotta finish. I gotta start working on my regular work. You're just chillaxing now, or you doing something?
No, I'm winding down. I'll finish up tomorrow.
When is your deadline for the book?
October 6th. I mean, basically,
it's
if I
coming
do,
up.
yeah, I'm more than halfway through. So
Okay.
it's a fake deadline, because look, I got issue 47 just came out,
Yeah.
and then issue 48 and 49. By everyone, don't buy issue 48 and 49 because that's the, I don't know who's drawing it, but
It's not
if
going to
those
be as
sales
good.
I hope not. And then I'll be back for 50. So I'm not sure why they set the deadline. I mean, it's a BS deadline, but that's the game you got to play with artists.
Well, I think right now I pretty much already know like this back during like Teen Titans, like Marvel stuff. I'm not really familiar with Marvel because I haven't worked with them in a while. But like I knew like at DC, I like this hand a little bit better. Like there would be at group editor meetings. There would be an overall editorial meeting on Monday, and then the group would have a meeting on Thursday, and so there were like specific dates that I knew people would be asking where the book is, in terms of its production timeline. So then I would aim to have work turned in the day before or that morning. So when they do go into that meeting, and the boss, would ask, "Hey, what's the status of this book? What's the status of that book?" Um, the editors that were in charge of the book I was working on, they could say, "Yeah, well, we got some more pages in. So and so was, Bernard's on halfway done or almost done." Um, so you can kind of gauge when you can kind of, I guess, slack off a little bit, and when the shit's really gonna hit the fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always tempted to ask the editor to be candid with me and tell me when the real deadline is. I'm not one of those guys who's just gonna waste the time. Whenever I'm drawing as fast as I can, no matter what the deadline is. Norm Brayfogle, Norm Brayfogle. He passed away.
Oh, he did? Norm
Yeah,
Brayfogle or Bagnav? Norm Brayfogle?
yeah. Isn't Norm Brayfogle? He passed away maybe a year or two ago.
Oh, a year or two ago. Oh, okay. What happened with Norm Brayfogle?
I don't know.
Why
Remember,
why did
we used to
Yojimbo
know.
bring him up?
Oh, it's just about um, deadline issues and stuff like that, and variant. It's crispy. Are you talking about variant covers? Um, yeah, all of the covers are done by Dan Mora. Seems to be very popular now.
Who?
Dan Mora.
Oh, why does that name sound familiar? All right, I'm gonna have to do a modified version of this pose, because I wanna have this hand out, and I wanna have the sword like coming out at us,
Yeah, that's a very tough angle of the sword to draw.
and I can
There's
see it in my head, but how it's coming out is not how I'm seeing it. Sorry, you were saying?
it's just tough to draw a sword foreshortened like that. Very hard.
Well, also the handle. Like, how is the
Well, the
hand?
handle would be just like a simple rectangle, right?
Yeah.
The thing is easiest to draw the handle at that angle, but the blade coming out, the fact that it curves and tapers,
No,
it's
but I mean
tough.
like how the hand would hold on to the handle.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure if I drew a book with ninjas or people holding swords, I should be able to.
I remember Norm Brayfogle back in the day. He was really into that. I don't know, it was very trendy, but into like that crystal healing metaphysical stuff. Um, and he was dating this woman who was much older. It was like one of those I don't know. She was kind of like a hippie, and he really believed in all these chakras and stuff.
Did
I
you
just couldn't relate to him.
did you know Norm Brayfogle well?
We traded off issues of Bloodshot together, so I did get to know him, and we hung out. We're at the same writers' meetings and stuff, so we did hang out. But he drew in a completely different way from me because I was very meticulous and I constructed things. I constructed anatomy, and then when I put the guns in people's hands, I constructed the guns in perspective. And he just drew very intuitively, just kind of like whatever feels right.
Hmm.
And then he was very energetic, and my work was not very energetic back then.
I liked your Bloodshot stuff. I liked it better than the Harbinger stuff.
Yeah, I think the Bloodshot came after Harbinger. That's probably why. I mean, I just was improving year by year, so just the latest stuff always looked better.
What would you say you like about your Batman Beyond stuff now?
I know Dan Jurgens, whenever he talks about it, he talks about the backgrounds, like the
Hmm.
Neo Gotham, and then the props, like police cruisers and guns and whatever. Um, so, it's good, but also it's a cause for concern because those are all just backgrounds and props. Um, but I think that book it kind of fits my wheelhouse in terms of what my skill sets are, which is a lot of the futuristic tech stuff I can do um, because of my industrial design background. And then yeah, the hardest thing to draw is Batman Beyond himself because I think he's designed to be like a graphic design. He's basically he's very graphic,
Yeah.
like a Tim, what's his name, whatever, the guy who designed it,
Bruce Timm?
Bruce Timm. Yeah. So I don't draw like Bruce Timm at all, like with tiny ankles and it's very cartoony stuff, and it's very flat and graphic. But then I don't draw that way. So I would draw him as like like a muscular, athletic guy who's spray painted black, and then I'm not sure how you can see his teeth and stuff like that, and how what part is his costume, because I don't think you can draw complete anatomy because there is some like angles and it's stylized in a way. So um, yeah, he's the hardest thing to draw in that book. Crispy Papa, issue 50 is not really. At least they're not telling me that it seems to be a regular issue, except that I think it's kind of handing over the torch to something else. And there are, I guess, appearances in there that probably. So issue 50 is not the huge issue. It's whatever is maybe starting up after it.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think they're also trying to kind of downplay this issue. I think because maybe if it were still ongoing, it would mean something. Like they would make it have the Joker come back, but because it's ending at 50, it's kind of like passing the torch onto something else
The
that
Joker.
I have.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, you did this thing when the Joker came back.
Yeah, the Joker came back in a story arc that I did.
Yeah.
So he's back again?
No, I mean if the series were continuing, they would have to drop a big bomb like that. But I just the other day I drew a character that appeared. In the future, I'm not sure what they're doing. I mean, we know the Booster Gold appeared, and then I just drew someone else that is appearing in the future, and it sounds like they're building to something like a book that spins out of this, or this feeds into.
That Booster Gold
It's good.
drawing that you did, is that from the new book or is that from the book that just came out?
That one came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've definitely lost it. Maybe it's the sauna.
The sauna is sapping your drawing ability.
Something with the infrared lights, the far, near, or
Yeah, one of the reasons I mean, there are a ton of reasons why I left comics for a decade. One of the reasons I came back is I never really knew anything about the creators is mostly seeing their work. And I guess because of the internet and podcasts and all that stuff, you get to actually hear creators talk. And Twitch too, you can hear my favorite artists you can hear them talk. I realized I thought that I had enough deal breakers that this is not a career for me. I can never make money in it because I'm drawing too slow. I'm struggling too many things. I have so many list of handicap. So I said, I'm in the wrong business. So I left. And I would hear these podcasts with people who have way bigger problems. Like you wouldn't believe how many artists have mental issues, or how
Oh,
many suffers from crippling depression,
yeah.
and then how many of that, like what's his name, the guy who did Spider Gwen, I forgot what artist that was, but he only has
Robbie?
5 more years. Yeah, Robbie Rodriguez only has 5 more years left in his career, and he said that on the podcast. Like I'm not gonna be doing this forever. I only have because I'm sick. My head had this diminishing capacity, and the drawings I started eroding. So I gotta make the best of the next few years. I'm like, wow, that's a serious handicap. Some people are facing some real issues. So my problems seem like really lightweight compared to theirs. So I think maybe I should come back because I actually have it easy.
Yeah, I think every artist has some kind of like demons. I mean, that's why I have to procrastinate so much every time before I start drawing. So I have to blank my mind, my brain, from like bad thoughts, thoughts about failure, and that's why it's so hard to pick up a pencil, because what I'm going through right now, this is the high rate of failure, right? I could just do a headshot, and it would be fairly standard, and then everybody would be happy. They'd be asleep by now. But then I wouldn't be satisfied, right? I would feel like it's
Right.
kind of a fake.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no point in doing it unless there's an interesting challenge to it.
Yeah. And there are like, what was that you were saying last time? The imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we should probably talk about this on one of the streams. It's kind of late in the game to start, but there's imposter syndrome, and then there's this other thing called, I don't know, maybe some people heard about the Dunning-Kruger effect.
What is the Dunning-Kruger effect?
The Dunning-Kruger is actually very interesting. Where usually it explains why there's a lot of. If you have young artist come up to you and say, "Oh, you got to check out my work. I want to do just covers for Marvel and DC. I don't want to do the inside." And you look at his work and it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because the less you know about drawing, the less you can really evaluate how good you are. I mean, the guy thinks he's great because he knows nothing. So eventually he takes his work around and he gets rejected by a lot of people, and then he finds out why. So then his confidence starts to erode, and he begins to have a more realistic view of his work, and he realizes it's actually pretty crappy. So the Dunning-Kruger thing is like a chart where the less you know, the more confident you are in your ability. And then as a normal course of evolution, you start to know more, and then your confidence starts to go down because you begin to see your work realistically and you realize it's crap. So then the Dunning-Kruger curve at the very, very bottom is when you start to know most about your work and you realize the ability is just not there. And that's the stepping off point for a lot of people. That's where the dream ends, and then they kind of exit kind of early on. But then if you keep at it, you start to move upward because your ability gets better and better. And then at some point, when you get to our age, your ability, your assessment of yourself matches your ability. So you're a confident artist, like you think you're a great artist, and the thing is you are. And that's the best place to be because you have the ability matches your confidence. But so that's one side of the spectrum, is the Dunning-Kruger people. That's not where you want to be. And then there's the other side, which is imposter syndrome, where you think you're terrible and you think that you're a fraud, and people just are going to find out eventually. But right now you're successful, but it's just a matter of time before they find out that you really don't know what you're doing. And both of those things can really cripple you as an artist. So if you see any professional working comic book artists, they've survived those two things. So, what makes you survive those two things? And a lot of it is just your abiding love for comics or drawing. Like you love it so much that you'll it's like if you're in love with a woman who just won't love you back and then is constantly cheating on you all the time, but you just never leave because you're just kind of like really into this person. So
Wouldn't you say a good percentage of the population suffers from Dunning-Kruger?
yeah, well, everyone does it when you're young. So
Not even young
I mean,
people, like old people.
oh yeah, yeah. When you, but I mean, the longer you're at it, the more you know, and then so there's a certain graph, a curve, a graph, a chart that you can look at. That's a Dunning-Kruger chart. It's a very particular chart, and
Oh,
then everyone's got to know where they are along that chart. But the best place to be is at the far end of it, where you're at the peak of your ability, and then your assessment of yourself is in line with that ability.
does that only pertain to ability, or does it also pertain to like just life? Because that sounds like that mirrors like life. Like the more you
Well, yeah,
know, the less you feel like you know anything.
yeah. I mean,
You know.
there's people who are absolutely sure that that's what's going on with our current president is that he doesn't really know how little he actually knows, and there was a theory about him. But in a sense, that really helps you because because the other end of the spectrum is imposter syndrome. So you got to figure out like which one is it better to have, because Dunning Kruger at least gives you confidence, and confidence actually keeps you from quitting.
Right.
And then imposter syndromes were people who are perfectly qualified and talented would take themselves out because they mistakenly think that they're a fraud. And it's sad to see someone dip out because of imposter syndrome. That's like a sad defeat.
Well, I wouldn't even say like. I mean, I hope it doesn't take you out. I mean, it's something that you suffer, then you deal with. Like yesterday, Chris Rock was on Howard Stern, and he was talking about how he suffers from imposter syndrome still, or recently.
Yeah, well, that never really goes away, I think. But it's good that he keeps going out there and doing it, and it also keeps you working. Like, because if you're confident, then maybe you don't think you need to work anymore. So those people who are still going out and doing the stand up and testing their work against the new audiences, even if they've been working for 30 or 40 years,
Hmm.
the imposter syndrome is what fuels that.
Yeah. If you can basically turn lemons into lemonade somehow.
Yeah, so I mean, I was thinking about with Vita Ayala, who's your writer on Children of the Atom. I found out on her Instagram post that she suffers from imposter syndrome,
Hmm.
and I just gotta admire her courage because she's kind of new to the industry, and she's a target of a lot of people. Like there's a lot of
Oh
people who
yeah.
point to her specifically
Yeah.
as the problem. She is like the poster child for the problem of this industry. Like people identify her, and knowing that. Imagine if you have imposter syndrome and you become the poster child for everything that's wrong in the comic book industry, according to some people.
Well, the claims
The
of
urge,
yeah.
yeah, the urge to just leave and just say like, take your ball and go home is so overwhelming. But she still is taking on those jobs that come on because they're coming to her, and she's still doing it and still waking up and writing, putting all that imposter away in the background like she's supposed to,
Right.
and she's still doing it. And I was like, wow, there is a person who has some incredible strength
Yeah.
to have to suffer through that. And we're talking about like people who have imposter syndrome sometimes are obviously they're at the top of the industry. Like they have no business having imposter syndrome. But with her, just knowing that there's a whole faction of people who are pointing at her, saying she should not be there, to still be able to get up every day and do her work with all that out there. I mean, that's like a really heroic stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of pressure that she gets, or negative venom that she gets, is completely unfounded and unsubstantiated. And I mean, artwork, writing, subjective to a degree, but comics more so than anything. You know, anybody that has a negative. I mean, none of those people have ever read a single script that she's written, right? So, A, there's no way for anyone to really know what the artist did and what the artist and what the writer what the artist didn't do and what the writer wrote. And even like they were critical of the promo video that came out earlier in the year. And they're all critical. I mean, there's nothing written yet. They haven't read the story. So, but all the criticism was directed towards her, and the associate editor at the time. And it's like, but those comments are really based upon the artwork that you see. So they should be directed at me, if anything. Granted, like a lot of the artwork is covers. Some of the covers I didn't draw. It was someone else. But, how many times have you drawn a comic book and then read a review and then you're like, you were responsible for that kind of pacing, for that tempo, for that story moment, not the writer? Or you were responsible as the comic book artist for something. So,
Yeah, it's very hard to separate out the two disciplines. But yeah, Dunning-Kruger is a very interesting phenomenon. So it's worth looking at, especially seeing that chart. And there's this thing that happens with little kids. Like if you go into preschool and ask like who likes to draw, like every hand goes up. By the time you get to high school, no one's like one person in the whole class's hand goes up who likes to draw. So a comic book artist is basically that adult, that one person out of 100 who's still drawing, because after a while, I guess it is a Dunning-Kruger. Like when you're a kid, everything you draw is great, but really, I mean, it's childish crap.
can parents also be sufferers of Dunning-Kruger?
Oh yeah.
So
anyone
Dunning-Kruger can also affect, like your opinion of someone else, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many people that have come up to me and say, "Hey, my kid's a really good artist."
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, it's basically they're very naive about. I mean, that's like the mom goggles. Moms always think their kids' work is great.
yeah. I have a feeling Vita will be writing comics for a long time. I think she's got a lot of really cool ideas in her head. And I can't wait for people to read Children of the Atom.
Hey, Frogman's here. He won something earlier, right? But then wasn't.
Frogman wasn't here, yeah. He won, did he win the shirt?
Yeah, the first shirt, I think. But yeah, if you're not, No Mercy, you're not here.
You won a Matt Groening shirt, Comic-Con shirt. That's worth $25. Are you sure it's $25? $25 for the short sleeve one? This was a long sleeve. Let's say it was plus tax and shipping. You're looking at like $40 minimum.
Yeah, I was thinking about like how everyone's kind of working with a handicap, and I kind of use an excuse. Like I thought my handicaps were too overwhelming to continue. But even Jim Lee, I think someone, like maybe someone can relay this story, but he was run over by a car or something when he was a kid, and it affected his brain to the point where he has trouble doing something that's art related. And I was like, really?
Really? Riding a bike? Jim Lee can't ride a bike also?
No, Jim Lee can ride. Like Cliff Chang can't ride a bike.
Oh.
But something happened with Jim Lee when he was younger. Like I think he was hit by a car, and it damaged a part of his brain that was responsible for a certain type of drawing ability, which he has found a way to work around.
Is Poop Kid or Crispy Egg Roll here?
Crispy
or
Egg Roll would know, I guess.
Yeah. Crispy Egg Roll's probably sleeping. I think it's Tuesday. Tuesday is like shoulders. So.
Yeah.
I need to hydrate. That's the pouring of the coffee sound. You heard that?
Well, pretty soon you're gonna be able to braid that patch in the back, so it's like that Chinese, that Chinese cube.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty soon. I thought about it one time, shaving my head like this, like the Manchurian, or the what was it, the Manchu cut, where they're like,
Yeah.
but
How does that work? I mean, basically, it's shaved until like half of the front is gone,
yeah,
and
basically
then you
everything.
have it in the back, and that long braid. So I think early on, when the Chinese were in America, they cut it off. They
Yeah,
force you to cut it
and
off.
it was a big shame thing, you know. So, all right, what do you think of this? Should I ink this one? I mean, darken it.
Yeah, I think it's this is the best part where the drawing
The
it shows signs of life,
the
and
head
then
still looks too big though.
well, I mean, at least it's not a detailed head, so you can always cut the contour down.
Yeah, the head still looks too big, doesn't it? Like for me, it doesn't. But now looking at it on screen, it looks a little big. Come on.
Yeah, I think it's looking good. Did you know Joe Quesada cannot see 3D at a 3D movie?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he doesn't use those glasses because they don't work on him.
What can I do? What can I not do? Is there anything that you can't do, Sean?
Huh. Well, I mean, I know when I draw, there's something definitely funky going on. The fact that I look at the paper and I see nothing. So I kind of have to rely on the process to end up with the final product.
When you do your layouts, do you do them digitally or do you do them?
Both. Usually digitally is a lot easier.
And then do you have it on your computer screen when you're drawing the actual page?
Yeah, and that's always interesting too. I think there's a common thing where you're you do your layouts or whatever your rough drawing, good of action, and then you go draw it and you're like, oh, this is good, this is working, it's working, and then you're very happy with the way things are turning out until you look at your rough sketch. It looks like so much more life, so much more energy.
Right.
um, and then, but that's a very common thing because when you go finish a drawing, it does when you go to ink it and you reduce it down to like a finished line, it always dies a little death. It's kind of unavoidable.
All right. I don't like this arm back here.
I think it's looking great. It's very dynamic.
I think you're just saying that so I can finish.
No, I think it's great.
What'd you think of that cover I sent you yesterday?
Oh, it was cool. I didn't recognize the character, but
Jerry
yeah,
gave
but
a good point.
there's no room for the title though, right?
I'm thinking it'll go behind the characters, but it's a variant cover, so who knows?
Okay.
Like the characters should be jumping, like some of them should be jumping over the title.
Oh, okay.
At least that's my thought. Who knows?
Yeah, because I mean, those figures were kind of smallish in the background, so it would actually work when you
Yeah.
put the title there. It wouldn't cover up because like without the title, it's a bit unusual because there's a lot of dead space and the figures are small, but it makes sense if you put the title there.
All right. I want to stop drawing this. I'm never drawing Storm Shadow again. Whose idea was it to draw Storm Shadow, anyways?
Yeah, I mean that's an important factor. Like if you're not totally into the character, that can affect the outcome because your mind is not seeing it.
Yeah. I mean the Boba thing I saw pretty quickly. The Jerry with the alien I saw pretty quickly. This one, I kind of saw it, but not really. It's like a fake seeing it.
I mean, it's at a stage where it has a lot of promise. So this is the part where you just take out the dark pencil, right? It all just kind of magically comes together.
This might be a marathon stream. I might still be streaming until tomorrow morning.
So yeah, like anyone who just wants to check out, there's no problem with that. We understand it's late.
Yeah, you can go to sleep, and then when you wake up, I'll probably still be working on it.
And I promise we won't talk about anything interesting from here on out. You're not gonna miss anything.
Well, Sean, you can probably go to sleep, and then wake up in a few hours.
Yeah, I've been sleeping like 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I need to get 8 hours of sleep every day. Jerry's already asleep, so yeah, I need to get at least 8 in my old age.
Hey, we had soup for dinner tonight, and I was thinking about what you said. Like, you have a fondness for soup now that you're an older guy.
Yes,
I didn't know a soup was an old person thing.
that's
So
an
what
old
is it
person
about
thing.
soup?
Yeah. Did you like it when you were a kid? I didn't like soup when I was a kid.
That was fine, but I never knew it was just for old. Is it because you have old teeth and then you don't have to chew anything? It's just easier to eat or something?
No, I think it's just something about drinking soup. It's like relaxing.
Oh, yeah,
It's
it's a
filling.
comfort food.
Yeah, it's very filling, and it's very
Easy to
relaxing.
digest.
And like, okay, like soup noodles. I used to hate soup noodles, soupy noodles.
Oh yeah,
If I
jeez,
had
that's weird.
noodles, I would only like eat dry noodles, right? So like spaghetti, or like if you're talking about like Chinese, like 炸酱面, I would only eat 炸酱面. Like I didn't like the soupy noodles. I mean, I would still eat it if that was what was available, but now soupy noodles number one. You don't think so? Does your wife see it that way or no?
No, I didn't. I was wondering why we were consuming so much soup, and then I was thinking like, well, maybe it's because I'm fucking old. So,
See, I mean, I didn't notice it right away. I just noticed the last couple years. And like even with a meal, like, I'll get the soup option.
yeah.
I mean, there's some old people here. What about the young people here? Do you guys like soup? Let's see. Let's do another poll. We'll do another poll while I'm figuring this out.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's a difference between Korean and Chinese jjajangmyeon, right? Because the Korean one isn't that like, is it black in color or something?
Yeah, it has like a black bean paste.
Yeah,
Um,
and this little tofu
yeah.
squares in it.
There's also like Korean Chinese food.
Yeah, it's
And
all blurry.
okay, soup for old people or young people?
The young people are eating corn nuts.
There's Japanese, Korean food there's Korean Chinese food.
Yeah, I forgot where I was listening. Maybe it was one of those podcasts where some artist went to Japan and one of his tour guide people was on his podcast. And this guy eats a noodle soup or noodles every single day in Japan.
Ramen or just what
Yeah.
other kind of noodles like udon?
Well, I guess any type of noodle, but they eat it every day. Yeah.
Well, like they eat rice every day. All right, I'm not gonna put any more accessories inside this guy's. Fucking hate Storm Shadow now.
Is he his outfit is white or is he the black outfit?
It's all white. That's all black outfit is Snake Eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have been flipping this back and forth by now.
Yeah, that helps too. I mean, you can really see the problems with it. But I don't think if you flipped it around on stream and then you get that moire effect, I don't think people would
Okay, let me flip
cut
it
out.
around. Then I can see right away all the deficiencies in this pose. Oof.
It's where everyone's learning. You stick with the stream, you learn all the tricks. I think like the both of us can teach people to draw. I think you because I don't know you can just draw really well, but I think I can teach people to draw because I am the guy who has no artistic ability, who just had an abiding love for drawing comics, who just basically learned everything, um, anything that I can do. Most likely, the average person in the chat can draw better than me. It's just that I stuck with it and then made it my life's goal to draw like a professional artist while not being one. So I know every trick in a book. I came up with them all. The workarounds to make your work look. I mean, there's um, cheats like tracing stuff. Like I'm not talking about that. Like outside of tracing, I can get a professional looking drawing just by using methodology.
This arm looks okay, but I think the shoulder's a little
Yeah, some
big.
really cool anatomical structure that happens on the backside. Yeah, that moire effect is not bad at all.
No? Okay. It's also like really bright in my studio right now because I got the studio lights.
Oh yeah, so
I
you
got
can't
these.
see.
Yeah, I got these two huge studio lights that are like beaming on my face, and then I got the two table lights. I mean, one of the first things is a lot of times the eyes are like lopsided, like one's higher
Yeah,
up than the other.
that always happens. Yeah, you can even find like the works in like the museum of art. Some great masters work. You can actually look, and then usually one eye will be higher than the other consistently throughout their work. It's just the way
It's because they're
we see sometimes.
right-handed versus left-handed.
Yeah, and it's going to be consistent like all the time. It's like that one eye is always higher. So you flip it around, and then you can spot it immediately. Um, so I'm just not sure why every artist doesn't do that.
I think I should have done the snow job in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have done, I guess, storm shadow in a snowstorm. Hmm.
Yeah, the backside looks great. The anatomical masses, you can learn a lot. I think there's a pressure on the other side to draw the finish lines, which is like under all the clothing and the robes and stuff.
Right.
So on the back, you can draw them naked and all the muscles. You can draw the overlaps and everything. It's like this is where you can actually. I remember when I was younger, I went to the library on drawing comics. I had a lot of Gil Kane um, layout drawings, and it looks a lot like this. I learned a lot from seeing Gil Kane draw anatomical masses. And you don't really learn anything when you see the finished ink work. It's all covered
Right.
up.
So the shoulder should be higher. Oh, this is painful.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's being a good like. Um, people always say like, well, if you're an artist, why don't you just like put a camera on your drawing board and so we can see you draw? I think everyone assumes that we draw way faster than we really do. A lot of it is basically trying to run every problem to ground by solving them one by one, and it's a tedious thing to watch. It takes a long time, and it can be very boring. Like everyone thinks, like, "Oh, I'm gonna love seeing Travis Charest draw live, and it's gonna be great." And about like half an hour into it, it's like, I think I can go eat lunch, and I think I won't miss very much. And after a while, you just think it's boring, and I think, I mean, not all of us can be like Kim Jong Gi, make a show out of drawing.
Yeah. Kim sees it. Kim sees the world differently.
Yeah, I'll have to admit, like when I first, I was looking at his work for a long time. When I had a chance to actually see him at the New York Comic Con, I was looking closely at him to see whether he had certain attributes of like a savant, like weird Rain Man ticks and tendencies, or like maybe he's just like really awkward, or something to explain away his gift. Like I was hoping to see that, like, yeah, he's truly gifted as an artist, but yeah, as a result, he pays a high price because he has Tourette's and he keeps on saying the N word over and over again. But when I met him, he's a perfectly normal, nice guy.
I think maybe we don't see this arm. The forearm. I'm trying to jam his forearm into this.
Yeah, I think that works. It's what you're drawing there, one of the hardest things to do, because you have certain points you have to hit. Like that sword can't be going through his head, and it has to be pointed a certain way, which means his hand has to be in a certain area. It's easy drawing a figure that's kind of just standing there, straight up and down. But then when he's doing something specific, certain body parts have to be in certain places, and it all has to look effortless, like a cool pose, without making it look like he's playing a game of Twister, where he's contorting his body so that that pose would physically work, but then in the end, the pose just falls apart because it's so stiff or awkward. So, and I'm looking at that. That's you're a braver artist than me to attempt to draw that, especially live on stream. This was supposed to be a headshot.
Yeah, I think I should stick with headshots from now on.
Well, I mean, I think everyone's learning stuff, so that's good. It's like when they do computer graphics or like the Pixar movies, sometimes like there'll be like a clown that's juggling, but then there's a problem because he would be throwing those balls up and they'd be going through his head and through his nose at some point. So they gotta like try to change things around and work with it a little bit so that it ends up being physically possible.
See, that hand doesn't work. And I'm running out of room. I stuck with the pose too much. Let me draw on the back.
Yeah, that thing we did, the elbow was up higher. I thought.
Yeah. The elbow up higher would probably work, but then I'm running out of room here.
But yeah, even if the fist was right close to his face. Well, yeah, actually, that might be a difficult pose to get into, but it seems believable still. that looks pretty cool.
So painful. So painful. And I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, but you're doing the intermittent.
Intermittent fasting, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I was thinking of like people who do intermittent fasting. I think the worst thing would be I don't know how long it is between meals, but you kind of anticipating that next meal because it's very important because you've been fasting for so long, so that if you go to a restaurant and then what happens when that meal is no good?
That's the meal you gotta eat. I mean,
So
I guess
it
you can.
becomes very important. Like it has to be, it has to really hit the spot because you're not eating for a long time, and you can't just say, "Well, I'll just go eat something else,"
You can throw it up, I guess, if you want.
and then start over.
Yeah, just start over.
So that's called bulimia, right?
No, it's not bulimia. Bulimia is if you do it a lot and repetitively.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
just throwing up
What
if you're
about
throwing up.
that the chains of habit are too light to feel until they're too heavy to break, kind of thing.
I mean, sometimes when I eat like too much, I throw up. I go and like throw up a little bit.
Okay. I don't know if that's something you really want to.
I mean, it's I've eaten meals where like I'm so into the meal,
Oh no, God.
and then I eat too much,
This is kind of disturbing.
and then I just like, all right, I'll throw up a little bit. Like not the whole much, just like a little bit. Regulate. Part of that is just what is the eating too much is what, sloth? No, gluttony.
No, gluttony.
Gluttony, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, I
remember
wouldn't recommend it for people, but
we had Peter Luger's, you, me, and Jerry, and then you like you got up and you're like, oh man, I gotta go. And then Jerry's like, oh man, that's so funny how he has to go poop, and I'm like, he is not pooping, and Jerry's like, what?
yeah, I don't think I pooped
And
that day. I
then
think we ate too much.
yeah, and then um, Jerry took his camera into the bathroom because he wanted to get a picture of it.
Was I pooping or was I throwing up?
No, you were you were throwing up, but
Mm.
and I think both of us started getting very concerned. That's not something you should ever do.
Look, if you ate too much, wouldn't you just want to like take a little bit off the top?
The problem is it always gives you an out. So
Yes.
like when the food's really good, it's like, well, I'll just. So,
Well, you don't anticipate on eating too much.
maybe you can take a poll. I mean, there's a lot of people in here. Like, do you think that this is disturbing behavior or is no big deal?
Oh, the soup poll should be done.
Yeah, this-
What were the results of the soup poll? The soup poll ended.
yeah, and then what they basically said, soup is for old people, right?
No, young people. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Young people won 63% of the vote.
Okay,
Old
that's
people,
good to know.
36. Not a lot of people voted though. I think we're losing people. Although the amount of people on stream have remained the same. I think people are just falling asleep.
Yeah, they fell asleep with their computers on.
Yeah, Yojimbo, look, I can completely understand. This is getting late for Yojimbo.
Yeah, it's past 3 a.m. here.
Yeah. Go to sleep, Yojimbo. You got work in the morning, so please do not stay on, brother. This is my own
He
failing
just finds
today.
our conversation is so scintillating that he can't go to sleep.
This is my failing today. I feel bad.
Yeah, it's important that people see that. This is real, right? This is the life of a comic book artist. I think you'll find that. Like I was listening to podcasts about people who work in animation. How they love Pixar movies, they love Disney movies, and they get into animation. They find out almost across the board, like 100% of the people realize that the job that's a chore and it's soulless. It's like doing advertising work. The artist is very soulless, but that's how they make a living. So it's just a job. So everyone's got to work, right?
It's never
And
as fun as you think it is.
yeah, I mean, but what we do, it's more fun than that, though. I
Yes.
wouldn't say what we do is soul. It's a lot of fun. There's overarching fun in drawing,
Yes.
but there are times, I would say, like in the life cycle of every drawing, it has to pass through a phase where it kind of teeters on failing, and that's not a good feeling. And then you get to a point where it's stable, and you just have to put in all the surface stuff, and then it looks better and better the more you put in, and then it's safe. But
Something just happened. What just happened?
I didn't see.
It didn't pop the follow button. Angie Shin just followed. Thank you, Angie. Racer GRX3 just followed too earlier, an hour ago, 43 minutes ago. I think I'm gonna move the
What?
hand up.
Angie
arm
Chen
up.
is my sister's name.
Angie Shin.
But Angie Chen.
Oh, the one I'm trying to hook Jerry up with.
Yes, the
He wasn't here
chief
for that.
medical examiner Stockton.
Yeah.
Stockton.
I mean, that's quite a catch, man. He was not here for the conversation though last time. I think he'll be in for a big shock. Is she
The
married?
arm actually looks good. No.
No. Cause then like if she's like dating someone and then like have you ever met anyone that she's dated?
Yojimbo's out, so yes.
Okay, Yojimbo.
Can't thank you enough, Yojimbo.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, dude. Sorry.
No pressure to stay ever, because
Yeah.
I mean, every time you're here, it's a gift.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Yojimbo. Steve now, on the other hand. Steve's got to tough it out. But Yojimbo, thank you. See you next time.
Yojimbo will appear on stream one day.
Oh shit! I forgot, Yojimbo. I just saw your message on Discord that you found your mic. So I'm sorry I didn't check the messages before, but yeah, let's do that sometime. I'm sorry I forgot that I didn't respond, and it was a while ago that you sent it. So. Well, let's do that. I think
And
also.
I can't believe
Hmm?
Yojimbo and I are from the same area, and we have met him.
You guys are like around the same age too. You
but-
probably met him. You probably he's probably seen you in the supermarket.
I know if I see him, I would
Blockbuster.
recognize. But I just don't know which, because I mean, obviously his name is not Yojimbo. So
Right.
when I see him, I'm like, oh, you're that guy. Yes.
He'll give you a nod. Like, yo, what's up? You'll be like, yo, what's up? But then, and you won't even recognize his voice until you hear it.
Yeah, I probably saw him way back when we were just little kids in running around in Montgomery.
Maybe Yojimbo was at Montgomery Mall with you.
Yeah.
Maybe Yojimbo was working one of the. How old were you when that Montgomery Mall story was taking place?
Oh, my whole life, basically, like when I was a kid.
I'm sure Yojimbo's been to Montgomery Mall. See, his head is too big. That was one of my earlier problems when I first started drawing comics. Was I would draw heads too big.
Do you think that you, like a lot of artists, kind of draw themselves in it? Because
Yeah, I think like I draw heads too big because I have a big head. I have to wear a size L or XL hat. You draw particular features that sometimes, not all the time, but yes.
yeah, not all that. Because there's a time in every comic book artist's life where they're completely out of shape. Because this is a very sedentary job.
It
I think
is.
it was Ethan Van Sciver once said that every comic book artist eventually ends up looking like Raymond Burr.
What does Raymond Burr look like?
I don't know. I mean, even Matt Sky was an old guy. So that's a reference I don't even get.
Well, a lot of the younger guys tend to be thinner, but then
Yeah, of course. Yeah, everyone who was younger is thinner, but you gotta get out and kick around a soccer ball.
but
That's what Jim Lee says. Right?
some people have gotten. Some people like Jim Lee is maintained
Yeah,
really
he
good shape over his
runs.
years. He was like a wrestler. Jim Chung is
Yeah.
in good shape.
Yeah, Jim Chung is thin.
Um, you're in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do more working out, but I don't do that anymore. So these streams are about the important thing here is process. It's not the finished product. Even though, like, you give away a finished product and spin the wheel, I think it kind of encourages everyone to think that it's about the end product. But when you're doing this, I think there's a lot you can learn about just seeing the process, and the process does not have a finished product sometimes. So that's what you're seeing today. This one may not get to the end, but there's a lot of good stuff that you're learning along the way.
You think I can like cut out midstream? These people have
This
stayed
is-
on for like 4 hours, 3 hours and 40 minutes. Oh, this is so painful. Normally, I would just start working on something else. Or completely erase and redraw. Because I'm stuck on the size of the paper, right? Like, this is where you teach younger artists, like, never conform yourself to the paper. And I've gotten to a point where I could use maybe like an inch. Or I should have tilted him a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, these constraints usually don't exist in a real working situation. It's great, though. It's great seeing the backside with anatomical masses.
Steve, how much are the Heat going to win by tomorrow night? Should I even say tomorrow night? It's already midnight here. Fuck. How much should Steve, you can go to sleep, man. I know you gotta work. You guys gotta work tomorrow. You guys don't feel like you gotta stay on. I would say I think the Heat are gonna win by 2 tomorrow. Fuck.
Basketball.
Is your kid still into basketball or no? Did he pass through that phase?